Spartans! What is your profession? This is Sparta!
What is going on, everybody? We're back at it with another stream, another episode, another craziness is gonna break out because I got these guys back there and they're about to go boxing with us right now. But before we go into that, please make sure you hit the like and share and subscribe. And if you want to donate to the channel, why not? It is Christmas time, giving is sharing, and sharing and giving is better. So let's get the first guy in here, and he always loved making some reckless stuff going on. My boy, Reckless Ray, what up, my man?
What's good, brother? What's good? In the
Gonna
house, in the
All right,
building.
let's get the next one. He's already getting warmed up, boxing, shout out boxing. Of course, I am talking about Sapo David. Hey, he's better than
What's
earthquake.
going on? What's going on? What's going on? This is not the Earthquake. This is the Brooklyn Bear Paw. This is the Brooklyn Congo of the Mid. This is the Brooklyn Gorilla from Africa. Ready to pound on anyone who think he got the gall to lose it with me. Just be
All
careful.
right, so we're three single guys. Let's get that out of the way.
Yep.
But we open on dating sites, and oh yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're getting. It's like buying a used car sometimes. So who wants to go first?
Since I'm new to the market, I may go first. Before I was single, I was married for almost 14 years, going through a divorce. And now that I'm coming out in this, I can't even call it a jungle or a swamp because swamp sound nice, but this is ridiculous. Then looking at some of the changing these dating apps have become, it become a huge mockery because you never know what to expect. These days, right now, you had on certain social media platform, people are pretending to be something that they're not, whereby it's becoming a trend. This is happening on almost every social media platform, where they are taking somebody else's picture, pretending to be that individual, trying talking through the process, try to chew money out of your pocket if you're too gullible or retarded or stupid, or they're trying to, how you want to say, blackmail you in any kind of way. The bad part about these folks, though, these folks that doing these things are not really located in the United States, people. Just give you the heads up. They're either in third world country like in the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico or somewhere else far from here, or they're in Africa thinking that you're too slow and stupid that they can bullwinkle you or bamboozle you out of your pocket, which is not possible. Because one, I've watched some of these people get themselves hacked and they lose everything and got their devices destroyed, kind of thing. But you have to use discretion and be wise about what you're getting yourself into. I'm gonna let you know right now, not every dating platform are the same or it's worth paying the money, depend on how they're being structured. But we'll get into that conversation. Other than that, I would tell you be wise, be smart, do your homework, have a note on speed dial just in case. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Let's continue this conversation.
Oh, me? Look, I'm not gonna turn down it's some free pussy. Like, like I don't understand. Like, I think it's great. I mean, it's what it is, dude. Like, you swipe when you're on the toilet. Like that. Like y'all out here for real living on dating apps. Like that's crazy to me. Like it's wild. Like I don't know. Like I'm either on the toilet at my house, on the toilet at my office, or on the toilet in a porta shitter.
God
That's when
damn.
I'm on those things. Like I don't know. And then like maybe something turns up. It probably doesn't. The expectations are unrealistic, and it's a bunch of people who want you to clean up their mess. Which fair. I mean, somebody's got to do it. It doesn't necessarily have to be you, but it is what it is. It's a part of our social dating dynamic because people don't meet people in person anymore. So it is what it is. We're stuck with them. Swipe while you're on the toilet, and then if something turns up, you get a free piece of pussy. Like it's great.
Wow. Okay.
What? I mean, I understand not everybody's built like me, but I mean, it is what it is.
That is so
I was
reckless.
going to say is my personal experience with dating sites are pretty much which button do I want to use to this one? Very simple. It's been horrible. I know. I'm gonna go back before dating sites were dating sites.
Mhm.
MySpace was the first real dating site. If you really think about it, people used to get MySpace to hook up with fucking random girls online.
Yeah, that's
We
true. All the
we
scene
phrase
chicks. All the scene
it was
chicks.
it
Exactly.
wasn't a dating site, it was a predator site.
Oh my David, man, see that's what people who've been married for 14 years say. Like,
No,
shut
no, no,
up.
no, no. Here the funny thing. No, here the funny thing about it. I was studying to get into working for MySpace because I remember MySpace was having a competition with another social media platform, and they were sold
Mhm.
for like how much? For less than for almost $500 million
Yeah.
at the time. And the way it lost its value is so comical. You look for any failure business issue, MySpace on the top of the list. How you went from $1 billion, $500 million plus to almost $30, $30 million, that is.
Because
Because
It's
they
well, I
need
mean, they
updated
didn't
times, bro.
they didn't
But when I,
understand. They did the issue is no one understood where stuff was going, so no one was prepared. I mean, look at all the people. I mean, seriously, out of anybody on this panel right now or in the chat, how many of you own MicroStrategy? Again, you don't know where the fuck shit's going. Like, you're not prepared. You're on the wrong side of a trade. Like this
fully
is
agree.
age old. It's an age old conversation. Like you don't own Bitcoin. The government does. Other countries do. They didn't know how to manage because they didn't know where it was going. So of course they failed. They had somebody come knock them off. They were an incumbent and they didn't evolve. Look at what Facebook does now. Facebook does what MySpace should have done, which is buy everyone who you think can take you out and just make them part of your ecosystem.
pretty much.
Instagram, good example. Instagram was
Yeah.
blowing up for a while, and they
Yep.
bought them right out.
And they couldn't they
But
couldn't build a better product. That's like we'll just make that
And they did
us.
it after they bought Instagram, they bought WhatsApp, which is kind of
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. I was like, how much you want to buy out?
Yep.
PlayStation
But
and Xbox doing the exact same thing right now. They're buying all the competition, so they have less. Everything's going to when it comes to the point, a lot of things are going to crash. But let's get back on topic for a second.
okay.
So my experience has been hot and cold. I met some great people through
Yeah.
through that, but a lot of people don't know the odds against this. So you have
Mm-hmm.
50 guys versus one girl.
Yep.
and they get like overwhelmed, and I can't blame
Yep.
them. There's a lot out there. And one of the comments, I believe this is on your site, Ray. Where is it? Here it is. Married men are looking for hookups on dating sites. Absolutely, I agree 100% to that
Yep.
statement. And how many times anybody's on like, are you here for a hookup?
Can,
And they says,
can
I'm
we?
not here for X, Y, and Z, and I get that. But and they still ask you, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
So we're at this weird thing, and I said it on BMU stream is dating is like buying a car now. You look at the pictures, you look at the specs. She's 6 foot, 120, double D breast, one size one pants, whatever the case is.
Yep.
That's like buying a car if you think about it.
Uh,
So go
I
ahead, Ray.
I was just gonna say I agree with you. So I met probably like one of the chicks that I would say I definitely probably should have married, and like one of the best relationships I ever had. Met her on a dating app, just randomly,
Okay.
toilet swiping on, and I mean the issue is you almost have to look at every chick now like you're just hooking up. Like if you're going in with an expectation above that without it being earned, just like you look across the bar it's as cute as it sounds. You look across the bar, you see a girl, you guys catch eyes, and you start planning out your life together. And you're like, I'm gonna make this girl's life great. I'm gonna provide her something that she's never had before. You're gonna get taken to the cleaners in the current dating market in the West because they're gonna look at you like an op. So like honestly, you start off at dude, honestly, my expectations are so low at chicks right now. Like I honestly, the last chick that I dated, as far as I'm concerned, was the last American chick that I'm pursuing seriously. Honestly, like it's just what it is. Like I have no intention of putting forth an effort for people that A, aren't going to be thankful, and B, have unrealistic expectations, of which I qualify for most of them. That's the other crazy thing. Is like I
Um,
actually
Reckless Ray, can you wind that a little bit and repeat that statement you just said? She is the last what?
the last American chick that I'm looking at dating seriously. Like honestly, like I just
Do you
don't
know why
like as far
you know why I asked you to rewind that to that part?
what
A few shows ago, host here and a few other were attacking me when I said I have written off the United States soil or woman off the
our
map
dude,
concerning me.
our culture sucks. The conservative women don't even know how to fucking act. Like it's terrible. Like this is a cesspool. Like even though stuff's moving in a direction, like the collapse is done because the women are poisoned by and large. Like I understand like older chicks, like I get along so well dating older women who you can't reproduce with. But like you date older women, they have their heads on straight. Like they get it. They're respectful, they're kind, they're feminine. Like the chicks that we deal with now, like in the dating pool that you could have kids with and have a family with, you're setting yourself up to lose half your shit. Like that's so like there's two options. You either get to play defense mode and understand that you're just renting someone to procreate with, and hopefully you get access to your kids when shit falls apart, or you're going, hey, I'm going to build myself to the best version of myself and I'm going to go somewhere else and I'll find someone who appreciates men. I'll go be in a culture where men are appreciated and valued, where there aren't enough of them because everywhere else there aren't enough men. So
Ray, I'll
apparently,
be honest with you, bro. I agree with you. Best relationships I had was with older women.
yeah,
Like I mentioned my ex before. Yeah, she was abusive and all that stuff. That's a whole different story. But at least I knew where I stand with her.
yeah,
Like everybody I
yeah.
stand, like I knew. Okay, it's straight conversation. Hey man, you said no. I'm going out with the boys. Like I really don't want you to go out with the boys. And it was like, okay, go have fun. Like fuck you, ass. So you can sleep on the couch when you get back now, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't make single. Go ahead, David.
So before I continue, I would like an apology from the host. When I mentioned this, when I mentioned this, and I had a power on live, people telling them, "Oh no, 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 no! You should give them a chance." And reckless Ray just went reckless and drop a nuke.
Yeah. Well, David,
So,
David, listen. To their point, you
First of all,
should
I
give them.
never argued with you that day. I
Listen,
agreed with your fucking ass.
David, you should give them a chance to catch some D, and if they earn something better, then cool. But I'm just saying, like, why are you going to pass up some opportunities to have sex? You don't know how many days you have left. That's all I'm saying.
and I get that, but when you mention that, right?
Yeah.
And I look at the past election, and my whole community went nosedive into the retardedness called the Democratic Party. And now they are beyond flat broke and they're stupid. They're pointing finger at Gorilla. I didn't want to watch that bullshit. They're pointing finger at all the other celebrities. I'm like, you know what?
Well,
This is why I said I am beyond done.
All right,
yeah.
before we move on,
Remember,
I want to play a quick
But
video.
you're
no,
isolated down. You're isolated down to a specific demographic of this populace that's like extra shitty in comparison
but here's the
from a
thing,
value standpoint. And I'm not saying from a person standpoint. I'm saying from a value set
and
standpoint.
that what I'm
Extra
going at.
shitty. So like I
When
don't
when I
like I'm not restricted like that. I'm 100% free agent, and normally from a value set perspective, I would agree with you. There are few and far between within the
and this is
culture. Like
and
And
this
here's
why
the other
I
problem. Hang on
said
one second, David.
okay.
The other problem we're having right now, and people don't realize that, I'm going to play a video after I'll make my statement. David, you go, then I'll play the video. The
hmm
problem we're having right now with is it's like one woman versus 20 men right now. There are more men out there than women. Some
no.
countries will pay men
Yep.
to go there
Yep.
and marry women.
Yep. That's what-
We are in.
Yep.
Go ahead, David. What the fuck are you going to say?
China, Japan, whatever.
Yep.
I'm a big gorilla back black man. If you need to repopulate your nation, I'm here to help you.
Japan
As I,
literally does. Just so you know.
as I
Like,
was as I
Bro,
was
I'm not
trying to
joking.
say,
When I made this statement, I'm serious. Look it up.
I,
Look
I,
it
I
up.
know I know you're
Every
not lying.
country right now is
I
having
know
this
you're
issue.
not I know you're not lying because here's the thing what I was trying to point out because I got to understand who I am at first. I am a strictly black nerd.
that's
I'm not
unfortunate.
a I'm not a hood nigga. I'm not a thug nigga. I'm not the scammer nor the drug dealer. I'm an intellectually sounded black nerd with muscles and athletic ability. That being said, I have a tendency of having that alarm to the kick though when I say if I had to make a t-shirt that say I'm allergic to stupid people, I actually meant it.
Yeah.
So trying to tell me to dumb myself down to a certain degree. You would not act reckless to do that to that degree either, would you? Because he will look at you. I need to keep my brain so I'm not trying to lose something.
What brain?
Right.
If reckless got to keep his brain so what do you think I'm trying to do? I'm trying to preserve mine for the next generation.
Yeah.
So hearing that I thought it was a joke, but I'm seeing it on video. I hope it's not a movement. These socially retarded women want to go forward to 4B movement and shave their head. I was thinking,
I love it. I love
can
it.
you,
Wait.
I was no here what first came to my mind. Can you just voluntarily deport me back to Africa so I can leave your ass here and just deal with
My
those?
funniest one for me is I was at a hobby store.
Mm-hmm.
The girl was wearing a sleeveless shirt. It was summer, and she reaches to fix her hair. Pits coming out.
Oh
Hair.
yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
um,
All right,
They're
let's do
doing
this video
they're
really fast.
dude,
uh,
they're doing that here in the college town that's by KC. Out at KU, dude. Like
All
just
right, you guys ready?
shout outs to KU. They're out there just hairy as all get out. And it's like cute chicks, but they're hairy, and you're just like, ooh, ooh,
Yeah.
it's
reckless,
terrible.
All right. Let's play this video.
reckless,
Hang on.
reckless. And that's the Chewbacca movement they're doing. They're doing
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing going on.
Oh Jesus Christ! All right, let me play this fucking video.
Ever noticed after a breakup, the loyal one stays single until they are healed, and the cheater is already in another relationship? The loyal one is completely invested, and that's why when it's over, it takes them time to heal and grow. They don't just jump into another relationship because emotionally they are exhausted and need time alone. Cheaters need more than one partner to feed their ego, so they already have somebody else in line to replace you when the relationship goes bad. Tell me I'm lying. Have you ever noticed after a break?
The reason I want to play that video, hang on,
That's a
David. The
lie.
reason I want to play that video is a specific reason, not because cheating or anything like that, but online dating made it very easy to move on like that. It made it very easily to cheat. It made it very easy for a lot of things.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. Don't get me wrong. I do not agree about the cheating part. I don't agree with a lot of this stuff. And you guys know, you've been watching my channel for a while, know my views, and this is one thing I agree with Johnny Depp. So he's saying the who's invested correctly is going to be a broken man or a broken woman for a very long time.
So,
Go ahead, guys.
well, I was going to say I agree with you and I disagree. And the part that I agree
What?
with is it's made it easier for women to do all these things exponentially. Like I've seen chicks, like I got homies that don't look good. They got dudes just saying the craziest shit up in their DMs, and I'm like, really? You go out on these dates with these chicks. Oh, my ex stalked me. I'm like, really, bitch? You were the last piece of pussy for him? That's fucking crazy. But for women, absolutely, because there's a laundry list of dudes. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, all of us are those dudes too, me included. We already there waiting. Like we're just like, what are you doing? Like when are you gonna fuck me? Like what are you doing? Like what are we doing? You upset yet? Like honestly, and it's not just that. It's their friends, them bitter bitches that they're friends with, that think the shit's cute when y'all are first together, but as soon as y'all start getting happy and shit, now they're in her ear. Oh, why are you cooking for him? Why are you doing this? Oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, he said what? He had to go to work? Nope, you need a man that's gonna put you first. And she ain't had a relationship in a decade, just getting dicked down regularly. Looking like one of them fucking OnlyFans girls is trying to fuck 100 dudes in one day. And then cry about it after the fact. Because she got dick too much. And now she want everybody else to be single with her. That's what, like, the culture, when I say the culture, and the reason I say that, it's not necessarily anything against anyone specifically, but it's like, literally, the only people who are not out here wilding on that level are older chicks, dog. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, the rest of them are in this nasty cesspool where that's the reality for them because their inboxes are full. They're fully invested in social media. Like, if you dating a chick and she can't stop posting selfies with her ass out, with her back arched because she ain't got a fucking job because you paying for everything and she got nothing else to offer but some pussy, and then she thinks that shit's gold, like the pussy that she done gave to everybody else, so that she can make you pay for all the trauma and all the dick that done been through her. No, that's what you're dealing with. So yeah, it is easy for women. I mean, honestly, I'm not ugly, and I know I'm not ugly. I'm in better shape than most fucking people, and I've been on one leg for fucking 6 months.
Facts.
And I'm telling you, like, when I tell you that, like, when me and my ex broke up, my shit was dry as fuck, it's dry as fuck. And I have a trajectory and I'm about to be rich. I honestly, though, I think it's just because I haven't sold and traded my car up yet. But the premise is, like, if you're just an average dude out here, even if you look good, even if you take care of yourself, women can't assess value any fucking way. They can't. Unless they're older. Any older chick that I hang out with is like, how the fuck aren't you married? Like, how the fuck aren't chicks like chasing you down? And I'm like, you'd be surprised at what's going on in these streets right now.
It's funny you say that because I mentioned this so many times to people on a daily basis, and they go, "Oh, it can't be that fucking bad." I went, "My dude,
It is.
It is fucking
It
bad."
is.
Can I add to that?
Go for it.
This platform that is called BPM, known as Black People Meet, right? When I hear regular ways say all the time why he's nuking the whole entire platform, nuking the ground left and right, and he say only older chick are looking out for you. I haven't touched that platform in a while, right? I went to go and check it. I'm 46. Put that age in perspective.
Yep.
The age group of women who were checking out my profile was from 43 all the way to 60.
Yep.
And I thought I was being bamboozled. I thought it was a prank. I went back again a couple of more weeks later. I see the same thing. I thought, hold up. I went back another couple more weeks later. I see the same exact
Hmm.
thing.
Oh,
And
they
I'm
all
asking
are.
myself, and I'm asking myself, what is the hell is going on? Because the way I created my profile, I made it be clear I'm not here for the bullshit. But if you would want to know title retarded, deadbeat, dumbass, dumb down broad, don't come near me. I'm not ready for your time. I will close the door. I don't care if the splinter hurt you. But to see only older women in large numbers, I'm telling myself, when my subscription I think completely died out or whatever, I will shut down that platform and call it a day. I'm done. And not just black people. Me, I'm not trying any other more American-based social media platform or dating platform to begin with. I'm not doing it because I know what I'm looking for. I know what I want, and I know my tolerant level.
Hmm.
I'm almost similar to Reckless Ray or multiply 10,000 on a nuke button. If you piss me off, I'm like adios. I don't have the patience for dumb broads. I actually really don't. If your higher education, whereby you don't know five states, but you mention five cities, and I actually name five countries, mention five different towns, that let me know I am not trying to lose my brain cell either. If you cannot tell the time on a clock, it take you more than a half an hour to figure it out, then I know I need to leave this country ASAP.
Bro, people don't fucking how to use a fucking old school dial phone. I mean, so they did an experiment. They switched a smartphone with a dial phone, and the kids are
Yeah.
trying like,
No,
where do you play games on this?
I got something better for you. This is epic. You got a smartphone and you're still lost. You don't know how to use a smartphone to figure out GPS. Forget
That's
the
true.
forget the dial phone. You got a smartphone in your hand and you are lost in New York City. And the worst part, you got an iPhone.
Bruh.
I found out all the dumbest people buy iPhone now.
God
It's
damn,
a
David.
status symbol. Shut up.
Like
You
smoking a
talking to a
cigar.
tech you talking to a tech guy who have seen it for so long. I have to tell myself. And hear this joke. You see on social media, they think if you have an Android, you're broke. I'm sorry. If you got an iPhone, you dumb as fuck. I'm not touching you.
That's ridiculous. That's
All
like
right, dude. When I
reverse
go over tech right
racism,
now.
bro.
I'm sorry. I thought it for a while for a good 2 years straight. And I think, oh, so this the game you're playing. If you don't got an iPhone, you're broke. I'm glad you did that. So when you see me and I see your phone in your hand, you got an iPhone, I know you the dumb as fuck. I'm not even gonna try to have a conversation with you. I'm
All right,
moving on immediately.
Dave, that's for another show. But let's keep it on the topic for a
No,
second here.
it is on
So,
top. I'm talking about dating because
okay.
it let me know the level of intellect that you have when you have an iPhone. So I got to preserve my brain so not to date a dumb broad who might drive me mad and take me to the psych ward, which I'm trying to avoid. No, I don't need that. Mm-mm. Carry on.
Yeah.
So, do you guys know the how many dating sites are in just in America?
No.
Let's guess. Pick a number.
500. 2,000. 2,000.
You were close. The second guess is close. What about you, David?
2,200.
You're
That's
way
what,
off,
David? You a
actually.
dick.
1,500
1,500?
in only in the United States.
Damn. That's
What, 1,500?
ridiculous.
1,500 what?
Dating
Dating sites.
apps.
Imagine they
That's
have
insane.
like Latino ones. They have
Oh
You know,
yeah,
the
if you
ones
break it down, because they have like the farmers only Christian
that you have those one
Mingle.
that like oh, you're into strap-ons, you're into this, you're into
Okay,
that.
pause. Like I don't need to hear all that.
I know.
Yeah, you
Be
do.
careful, David. David gonna
No,
start
no,
downloading some shit
Yeah.
now.
no. When I hear
Like
no,
one of the
no,
comments,
when I no,
hang on a second, David. One of the comments that came in was don't use coffee meat bagel, and I see that all the time. Advertising, oh, it's one of the best ones. Every dating app has an advertisement that says that's the best one. It's always the best
Also
one.
true.
no.
Also true.
Spoiler alert. If any dating platform that you strap on, just know that the diddler platform. That's how he get people. They wait for no type of platform, or the diddler will get you. Okay.
Dang.
But you know what the freakiest part about going on dating sites? How do you really know you're actually meeting a woman, in our case, or a guy in a woman's case? How do you know they're
Oh
not a
shit.
transsexual, for example, or a cross dresser?
You guys can't spot Adam's apples? You all don't zoom in and look?
What happened? They don't have it. They have a picture of you, like here, right there.
Then it's a fucking
Um.
dude if they got a strong jawline. Like, what are you talking about?
Or or
Like it's
you go.
hey bro, it's down bad for ugly chicks out here. Like if you a 5, like if you a solid 4, you bro, I'm assuming you're a fucking dude. And I'm not gonna risk it. Like, this is the deal. In modern dating, you just gotta not risk it, bro. Like, I ain't about to fucking end up in a sword fight situation where we both whipping out dicks. Like, I ain't doing that, bro.
Or
That
you
but
go.
also that's the reason, honestly. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you must have a ton of chicks." And I'm like, "I really don't, because I don't want to risk it." Honestly,
Or
like I'd rather be around people that have good energy that I know that are within the network. Like, I go to networking events in reality. Like, I know a lot of people don't have jobs where they're front facing, where they're getting to be around women. I do.
Mhm.
Like, I'm in a lot of design groups networking for my job, for my career. So I'm around women all the time, and they fucking love me. Like, I don't have those issues because I can find someone with real titties and a vagina. Like, I just don't.
And I said this on a live stream. You weren't on here, Ray, and I'm not trying to tweak your own bubble, but I'll be straight with you, bro. And I tell people like, "Oh, he sounds like an asshole." He's not an asshole. He's straightforward. That's why me and him get along so well. He's actually, and again, don't take this the wrong way. He's a sweet, good guy. Actually, you just need to get to know him. Simple.
Yeah.
And if you get to know him, actually is
And
one. He would die for you.
and
Hopefully, not
honestly,
literally.
and honestly, one of the other things is, honestly, even chicks that I'm never gonna talk to again. Like, if I meet you out at the bar, and like, because it's also the other reason I don't go out, because like I'll bring chicks home. Like, I'm me, but they're gonna get the 5-star treatment. You're getting the girlfriend experience. Like, you're gonna get treated super well. I'm just never gonna talk to you again because I made that decision. Like, I don't like. It's not like people always get this air that like I'm just out here dogging bitches, and I'm like, no. Like, I treat women exceptionally well, which is why they hate me. But like, I'm not gonna change my standard because this is what most of you motherfucking losers do. Is y'all sit out here and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna be dogging out these bitches, and then one day I'm gonna find a wife, and you're not, because you're not gonna be able to stop dogging that bitch either. Now she's one of the bitches that you gonna dog because that's your fucking standard. Your
and here's the
standard is
problem.
whatever you do all the time is what you're gonna do when you find the person that you want. I tell people this when it comes to business. I tell people this when it comes to working.
But
Everything's on 100, motherfucker. You're not gonna not try at McDonald's, you fucking loser. You're not gonna not try there, and then when you get the Fortune 500 opportunity, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna be just like you are right now, dropping those fucking fries like a fucking loser, and you're gonna lose that job because you've trained yourself to be a fucking loser. I don't do
now,
that. So you treat everyone the same, like you would treat your fucking wife, like you would want someone to treat your fucking daughter.
and here's the
That's the
thing.
reason most of you can't sustain a relationship. Like, I dump bitches. They don't dump me. Like,
Reckless way, your area is now becoming very famous for the creator of Pop the Balloon.
yeah,
So the more women
yep.
keep coming over there, the more I start to wonder when Reckless going to kick that shit out of that area. Like,
Bro, they couldn't have me on that show because I wouldn't. Because the thing is this, I wouldn't give a shit because 90% of them chicks, like none of those chicks fit who I would normally date anyways from a value perspective. Because like I can look at you and be like, you're not gonna. I'm sitting at the bar at 801 Chop House. None of them bitches on Pop the Balloon are gonna be in there, regardless of what they say on the internet. They're never there. I never see them. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, the places that I'm in, I put a very high paywall up, so there's a certain echelon of women that I'm around. That if I don't know you, you gotta have something going on to even be in the same space as me, because I don't just go to fucking Applebee's. You're not gonna find me at Applebee's. Like, I'm not gonna be there. I specifically put myself in places where I'm around people that are fucking pleasant. And you know where those places are? Where people have money, because people who have money are happier 90% of the time. Like, it's just
They have less worries in the world because they don't have to stress about bills and shit like that.
And the food's better, and the atmosphere's better, the conversations are better. We sit around talking about getting money, how investments are going, things we should be looking at. It's a different world and a different mindset. So like, I don't like when I look at Pop the Balloon, I see chicks that I would never see in life judging men that they never see in life. And that's the thing. That's the thing that people don't ever dial in on. Like, we always talk about, oh, this dude simp, this dude did this, oh, this was a funny reaction, oh, he roasted that bitch. Those bitches are never around those men. So when they get there, they're trying to get their little get back because they're on TV and be like, oh, I turned down somebody who has something going on for himself. Like a fucking idiot. That's why you're constantly poor, and that's why you're always complaining about being at the bottom of fucking everything. Because you look fucking opportunity in the face and spit in it, and then when it goes on to have a great life, you sit there like fucking losers and go, oh, we need equity and inclusion. Somebody gotta come save us. And y'all ain't even asking people to look like you because you spit in that motherfucker's face and pop the fucking balloon.
Wow.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie? It's a complete representation.
No, that's not a lie. And the funny thing about it,
it's a representation of exactly what the current modern black culture is, which would be disgusting to any of the people that they reference that went through the process of getting them to be in the place that they now complain about being in. Still. And they still haven't done shit. Because you can't drive a car looking in the fucking rear view mirror, especially if you're driving down a highway that ain't got shit in front of you. There ain't nothing keeping nobody from doing fucking anything.
And Red did not lie about that.
Problems, and then we sit there and we get to look at the culture when you get to watch all these Pop the Balloons. That's the culture. They go, hey, you want to be saved from your situation? Fuck you, you nerd, Pop. Like, okay. Die then. Oh, well, your mama's black. Like, no one wants to fucking deal with you now. Period. You got it, right? The warrior queens got it. They're going to raise a bunch of son husbands or something and figure out how to keep civilization running. They all going to be inbred in Kentucky pretty soon.
And you're not lying about that. Because that show is giving MTR too much material to work with, to do lessons with it. And every time I look at some clips here and there, I start to laugh about it. And I'm telling myself, as a Canadian-born Nigerian from a deep cultural background, why do I really, really, really want to waste my time trying to see what is out there in this soil that have beyond polluted? Like I said, it's not a swamp. It's not a jungle. It's radioactive. And I don't need it. When you say you got to figure out if you have real titties, this is why I want to go to the continent that produce real titties.
Yeah.
That produce real
All right, guys,
ass.
hang on one quick second. Let's get him in here.
Uh-oh.
Rise
who
for
he
the
may
president.
Be. Technical issue with the 4B.
Where's Bennett? Why is his screen black?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with his camera. I think his camera's off in the back.
I think some of the ladies are attacking his camera because they don't want him to speak on anything. And they're like, no, you're not supposed to speak. You're not supposed to speak. Don't support them. Don't be on their side. So they must be attacking his camera. It could be the case.
That's the
I'm not sure what's going on. It's not on. He dropped out. Hang on. Let's try this again. All right, Paul, you good now?
There he is.
Hello.
What's going on, brother? How are you tonight?
I'm working, but doing okay. What's going on?
You're working
I'm pretty good.
Oh yeah,
at night?
He's always working. He's
I got
always
four
working.
screens up here right now, 4 monitors.
And
What?
So,
and he completely
Dang,
I
man.
off the
grind like you,
market.
Reckless. You're my robot. I'm
Shit.
grinding like you,
I
man.
need to grind harder. I don't have
I'm
full
grinding like you, bro.
screens. I need
And
more.
he completely
You're
off the
you're my
market,
robot.
ladies. You cannot have him. He completely off the market, so don't try and stalk him either.
Bro, I be seeing him. He be doing pull-ups with extra weight on him, bro. I'm trying to
Yeah, man.
do extra push-ups,
Trying to get to up to 100 pounds. I'm up to fit. So my body
bro.
weight's 230. I put the 50-pound vest on. So the goal is to get to 300. Pull
Bro,
300 for reps. So that's the goal.
Bennett's pull-up videos look like Unbreakable, bro. This motherfucker better not hit no water. I'll be
All
looking
right,
at him like,
before we play the next video, Paul, do you have anything to say? Open statement or
On what? On what did you guys,
day naps? That's what the topic is tonight.
I like them. I approve of. I
Really?
listen. I go back to the ancient days. So
mm.
there were no dating apps. There was ads, classifieds in the newspaper.
On the back
So,
of the pitch.
yes, there was in every major newspaper. You had a classifieds area. So you had the tags and LTR meant looking for a long-term relationship. SBF single black female or SBM single black male, SWF, SWM. Did a few of those. Not ashamed to admit that I did some of those back in the day. And then in the mid '90s, the radio station. So in New York, you had 98.7 Kiss. I know David is familiar
Oh
with that.
no! Oh
So they
no!
had the Kiss, the Soul Singles Connection on 98.7 Kiss FM in New York. And so what you would do is you would call. So you would create a box. So you would call a number and there was a box. So like you had like your own like a virtual voicemail. So you would go there, you would record a 90-second message so certainly you would record that, and then you could check in. You would call the number back, you would check in and see how many ladies would leave messages in your voice box. And you would go in there, and then you would if there's a connection or whatever, you would do a hit, and you would have a live conversation, look to arrange a date, and take it from there. I did those. So this is just before I got married in 1997. So internet was just becoming a thing at that time. All you had was like message boards and BBS boards and whatnot. You didn't have really internet. So yeah, I think it's all good. I think that it's just another tool. Now, how you use that tool, you can be a fool with a tool, or you can have some wisdom in terms of how you use tools. But if it opens up to you another pool, hopefully dealing with more specific requests, and especially at that time, you had to have a little gumption in order to do it, because everyone's like, "Ooh, I would never meet anybody through classifieds. Or I wouldn't meet anybody through voicemail or anything like that." But it took some gumption. And at the time, the assumption was, well, look, if you're willing to put yourself through that, then you're probably you're somewhat serious. But ultimately, it doesn't replace the conversation. It doesn't replace the filtering process. It doesn't replace any of that. It's just another opportunity to meet people. And so it's interesting because you guys know I wrote a document outlining kind of what I wanted, and I had actually used a lot of those dates that I had through that soul singles and the classifieds. I actually used that to help me refine it, because every date I went on, that was an opportunity to refine the document. So I was like, nope, not this one. Nope, this one. Or if I was too vague in what I was wanting, refine it. So I kept just refining down based on the bad dates that I had up to that point. So like I had to be more specific, for example, with my religious beliefs, because I just said Christian generically. And I went out with all kinds of women from all kinds of Christian backgrounds. Not to say they weren't sincere in their beliefs, but it's just that they clash with mine. Like, there's some segments of the faith that have significant doctrinal and practical differences with where I was coming from. And so certainly compatibility was important. And so I had to kind of lay that out. So I went out with Jehovah's Witnesses. I went out with Seventh-day Adventists. I went out with Pentecostals. I went out with Catholics. And it just gave me an opportunity to kind of really refine my message and really get in contact with what I believed and who I wanted to be with, if they would be of those beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're all tools that can be used, but you can waste a lot of time out there just meeting people or spending time with people who are not, is not what you want. I know, Peter, we've had that conversation about that. That, stop wasting time with people who are not in the place that you want to be. You just want the hookups and everything, but that's not going to get you to what you really want. So start focusing on what you really want, and then put out there in all kinds of spaces, through your personal networks, through your family, your friends, or whatever, and some of these online tools. But be clear about what you want. And I think you're still going to get a similar result. I mean, the people are going to disqualify themselves if you're on your square in terms of what you want. So I think it's about the person. And you, like I said, you can give a full a pair of nunchucks and they can jack themselves up. You know what I mean?
That is true.
So I'm just saying. So I think a lot of these guys going out there thinking they Bruce Lee, and then themselves in the head.
The nunchuck anatomy, that hurts.
So I'm just saying, again. But there's a lot of fools out there thinking that they Bruce Lee because they got these nunchucks and they're swinging them around. They don't even know how to use them. If they got into a real fight with them, they get taken out.
I love when I see them when they spin it.
If you think it's the nunchucks that is gonna make the difference, no, it's not.
No, if I'm at a bar
correction. It does make a difference.
I'm quitting, bro. I'm gonna let him rock out, bro.
My funniest one I always see when people are swinging them and they're trying to push it between their legs and go.
That doesn't end very well, but that's the thing.
No, it ends perfectly. It ends perfectly. Take themselves out.
Yeah. But even the gun. I mean, who was the giant, New York Giant, who shot himself, carrying the gun in his pocket? He went to the club and he shot himself in the foot.
I think
he played at Plaxico Burrs.
That's because most of the guns that all the thugs like don't have a safety on it and they don't know trade.
Well, I'm just saying, you could be a fool.
And they're
with a gun,
with
you're
a tool.
still a fool.
You're not lying.
But let's get back on topic here a second.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with what you're saying, Paul. Is what you put out, you get back. But sometimes it's not what you put out. It's sometimes what you get. They say, "Oh, I want a relationship," and they just want to fuck around. Actually, so it's not.
Yeah.
Or you want a relationship and they just want free food. Like let's be honest here. Like a lot of these chicks nowadays, especially like in American culture. These chicks are fucking predatory, bro. Like, chicks will hang out with dudes that they have no interest in because they get some benefit. Oh, I'm getting attention. Nobody else wanted to hang out. You're going to buy me dinner on Tuesday.
All right. Let's play this video. I haven't even watched this yet, so I'm going to react with you as it is playing too.
I think that dating apps have had as negative an impact on people's romantic relationships as the Facebook newsfeed algorithm has had on democracy. Bold statement.
Can we swap it to be that Facebook had on people's exposure to misinformation? Because that's easier to prove.
Okay, sure. I think there's also positives about dating apps, but I also think that when you sort of codify everything and you take the math too far, then what you end up with is you shift the sort of human psyche, right? So whereas before, the number of possibilities that were available to you, it felt like it was much smaller. Mm-hmm. Whereas now, when it feels like you essentially have an infinite number of people available to you, you don't have that fear of never being able to find a date with somebody. It means that every interaction you have is so much less valuable. I think.
All right, guys, who wants to go first?
I disagree. I think for most people, I think having more options available or more chances to hit, I think that's ultimately a good thing. If you're talking about, okay, well, there's this girl in the bookstore, and I gotta go and make a score here, or else I may lose an opportunity. You may choke up, before you get there, and you think, oh man, I just lost one. But again, if you could simply just put out there again who you are, again, be honest, be transparent in terms of who you are, and again, not everyone's gonna rock with that. So again, you only talk to the ones. Again, you're still going to have to do the work. I don't think the dating apps necessarily cut down on the work. But it's just like in sales, right? I mean, you're only good as your leads. So again, in sales, they may give you like a book of or whatever. But imagine if you just had to go just random, just making cold calls with nothing. I mean, in sales training, they give you that. They give you like leads, like they give you like a couple hundred leads to kind of get you started with. Just to, if anything, just to get you comfortable and familiar with shooting your shot. And yes, you're going to get it wrong. And yes, you're going to say the wrong thing or whatnot. But I would rather you have 100 shots to get your game right than 1 to 2, and you haven't had any experience whatsoever. And then you fail. It's like, oh my gosh, and then you just internalize that fear of meeting someone. But if I know if I have a field of people, then I'm just gonna be my natural self, and hopefully that people will see what that is. So I always think more is oftentimes better. The only time when it's not is when I've been in situations when I was dating or when I was out there could be 3 or 4 fine women in the bookstore. I mean, back in the day, Barnes and Noble or Borders Books of Music, that was the spot. If you want to meet someone, especially you go into the relationship section and she's reading Think and Grow Rich or How to Win Friends and Influence People or whatever. Okay, she's trying to be about something. But I'm like 2 or 3 in there. So I was like a tiger. They say the reason why when you're taming the lion or the tiger, why do you use a chair? Is because you're giving them multiple targets and they don't know what, so they're kind of hesitant because they don't know what to strike at. So for me, I was always like the predator. Like I like having that lone antelope in the field by themselves, and that's the one I focus in, and then I get lazy like. But if I got 3 or 4 of them, it's like, and then what if I struck out with this one, and God forbid if they see that I struck out with this one, so he must not be any good, so I don't want him coming my way. And so, and then I start thinking about that kind of stuff. So again, I don't mind having the options. And again, just like anything else, like Alan Iverson said, practice. We talking about practice. Yeah, we talking about practice. So you need to get out there and practice, and you need to get out there and fail a lot. And if these apps or tools give you the opportunity to go out there and fail more, which is what most people are afraid of, is failure, then go ahead and do that until you find your voice. But again, be as genuine as you could possibly be, and don't try to be someone you're not.
One thing I will agree with you, Paul. Hang on 1 second. Is it gives you a blanket of safety in a way, because a lot of men are not. They act like, oh, confident. I'm this tough guy and everything. But comes to me, you see that cute blonde comes across, or this cute 5'2" double tits girl coming across. You become very shy all of a sudden, and you don't want to go up to her. So the blanket of the profile, yeah, it might be a picture up there, but you feel more comfortable talking to her. At least she doesn't like you back. Okay, you don't get turned on as much. You move on to the next picture or next profile or whatever. So I will back you up on that. Ray, you want to go for it next?
Yeah. I just wanted to touch on Bennett. How long have you been out the dating market, bro?
28 years.
Okay. So this is what I will tell you, and this is as somebody who's in these fucking streets.
Respect.
It's not that everyone has options, Paul. I know I'm not ugly, Paul. I've got money, Paul. I've got a trajectory. I own my own house. I own my car. I own a business. We all don't have options. They have options, Paul. And I would posit that if you were in my shoes now, in this market, you wouldn't have your wife. Because every single woman now, including the ugly ones, got 100 dudes trying to fuck them. And it's skewing what they believe they are capable of getting. These women are not just finding solid dudes and settling down. I'm an above solid fucking dude. I am an anomaly among fucking men, especially black ones. They want nothing to fucking do with me, Paul. most of the time. And that's somebody who has social skills. I am a front-facing fucking person. I go to galas. I go to events. I do things. Most of these motherfuckers ain't doing shit but sitting on here complaining. These chicks no longer know how to assess value because, like you said, the lion with the chair, there's always something else for them. It's a one-sided skew here. And that's even for the top echelon of men. Like, yes, I can get on dating apps and get fucked. Yes, I can go outside and pick me up a piece. But those same chicks, even if it's a one-night stand, they're just like, yeah, whatever, cool. Like, bounce me up out of here. Like, doesn't matter. There's like 80 dudes in my DMs right now. Don't care. Because there's that constant trickle of attention, and women function on attention. Men, we literally want to find one chick that we can get on with and get what we need to get out of life, and we're done. We're fine with that. That doesn't mean you don't window shop. That doesn't mean you can't appreciate a nice figure. But to be honest, most men, specifically the ones that want a family, want a relationship, don't want to be out here. We're forced to be. We're forced to be. And we don't have the options that chicks that don't qualify to actually date or marry us have available. And women confuse, I will fuck you with I could have that guy. And so the dating app, like what that woman said from her perspective is 100% true, because it's not the same for guys. Because like I know dudes who are out here in these streets that have success on these dating apps, and they're just trying to find a woman to settle down with, and these chicks are like, well, it might be something better. And they're solid guys, good job, good career, family men, and they can't even secure or lock down a chick to like have a family and get married with, because they're going, there's 100 guys in my DMs. Like, yeah, I went on a date with you, but there's like 99 other guys. Like, what if one of them is the one? And that's the way women think. Men do not think that way. If there were 100 women and I swiped right on 100 women, I maybe get through maybe 10. And I would find what I was looking for.
And now you're really pushing it. You might get a response by one.
Maybe 10. And I'm hoping that one of the first 3 fits the bill, and I'm done. The other 97 don't care. I don't care. Women do not think that way. They go, I've got 100 options. Why am I keeping you? There might be something better. And that's the piece that, like, because like from your perspective, the way that you line that out, it made sense. From a man's perspective, give us a bunch of options. We're not going to take all of them. Women are not functioning that way. They're not going, yeah, I got 100 guys in my DM. The first one, that's it for me. I'm happy and I'm out. They're going to go, I'm happy, but like, there's 99 other dudes. So like, as good a job as you did, like, I'm gonna drag this out. Like, I'm gonna put you on the burner. I'm gonna give you some rules. Like, I'm going on these other dates.
Now, let me ask
but the question, hang on, David. But the question is, based on what you're saying, what the current environment is, does it matter whether it's online or in person? So you said you go to galas, you go to places or whatnot.
It does.
So explain that.
Person,
how does it matter then? Go ahead.
Because in person, because we didn't have this problem. Obviously, you have a wife. Our Payne has a wife. We didn't have this problem when you had to go meet people in person, because 100 dudes ain't got the courage to walk up to the same chick.
True.
But she's still, but
that was
a
not
lot
what
of them
was
still
going
overassess
on.
their value. That didn't stop them from overassessing their value,
It did.
especially
Yes,
if they were getting
yes, it
approached
did.
all the time.
Yes, it did. It's because you know where you see this with really, really beautiful women. Like, you're talking like 8s and up. The dudes who end up marrying those chicks are goobers normally. And you're like, how did you guys meet? He was the only one brave enough to fucking talk to me, because no one will come up and talk to me. No one will speak to me.
And you're basing the rating on what?
On literally just physical attractiveness. Like men do not approach extremely beautiful women. Like, men don't approach them either.
That is true.
Like, you can swipe right on an app and their app inbox is full, but like, as far as like cold approaching, that's never been a thing. They have a whole dating echelon. That's where the red pill started. Was
Never
dudes
been a thing.
There was that people were that bad at talking to women in public. Pickup artistry, the PUA community literally started because that many people are bad at it. So before social media, there were not 100 dudes approaching women. It didn't happen like
true.
that. Most of the people, the further back you go, it wasn't even a distance thing. You were marrying somebody within 2 blocks of your house, or you
True.
went to college and married somebody there. People weren't even expanding out their bubbles the way that they are now. You add in social media, now I can go swipe in Des Moines before I go up there. I can go get in that dating market before I'm physically in the state.
That is true.
I can
Good.
go
Let me
to
give,
LA before my flight lands.
I
let me,
we,
If
we
I
let me,
pick
concur
something up
on the
there,
access. We're
and
all we
this is
talk
the
about is
thing.
expanding the pool.
But this is the issue. I can fly somebody from LA to here that I would never have access to if we were still back in the 90s and you had to go talk to people.
that is true.
Even when I was dating in the 90s, it was never anyone outside of the city. I never met anyone from outside of here. Ever.
That
I
is
went
So
to the
you go back.
mall.
So you go back to the. So you go back to the 90s. So you go back to where I was.
Yeah.
So what was happening then?
People were having, you had a smaller group
No.
of
You made it.
access.
Hang on. You made an assumption that I got married in 1990s. I met my
No,
wife.
no. I'm saying that's early, but I'm saying you and our Payne been married for fucking ever. So like,
I get, but it's still the same time period. Now it's the time period. If
but
you were
what I'm
dating
saying
in
is
the
we
90s,
didn't have the internet. So the women
I
that I had
understand
access
that.
to, the
I
women that we had
understand that.
access to, I would go, hey, in the 90s, because in the 90s I was in high school. Or I wasn't even in high school. I was in middle school. We get somebody to drop
So
us
you
off
weren't
the
dating in
fucking
the 90s. You
mall.
said you were dating in the 90s. That's what you
Yeah,
said.
we was trying to pick
You
up
weren't-
chicks and get some
that's
pussy
not
in the
middle-
90s.
that's
What are you
not high-
talking
but
about?
you're not
And
in
you
high
wasn't trying to
school
get no
yet.
pussy in middle school? Get the fuck out of here, Bennett. You
He
wasn't
got
trying to
you,
go
bro.
get it?
Oh, he
You
got you.
wasn't trying to
He
go
got
to the
you,
mall
man.
when you
I'm
could, bro.
sorry. I
Tap
told you.
out.
What are you
Tap out.
talking
Tap
about?
out.
I'm talking about adults and
So-
people more serious minded. I'm talking about
So
high school.
okay,
pickups
so
and
more
hookups
serious
in
minded.
the-
What
in
did
the
you have
valley.
access to? You had those call in hotlines because I used to stay up late and I used to call and run my
You
grandma's
used to call
fucking
that
phone number
1-900
up.
number.
Yes. Okay, so you did have the call in
All
hotlines,
right.
but
Time out, guys. Give me a second. All right, let's get our Payne in here because he's been quiet, and I see the dust fading away slowly with the time with the ghost of
And he's
time and
laughing
ghost of past.
inside. And he's
Yeah,
laughing inside on us.
he's gonna be a part of the Christmas Carol soon too.
our pay barely
With
staying awake
Scrooge.
down there, bro. He
Our
was
Payne, go for
not.
it, my man. First of all, our Payne, how are you doing? And it's good to see you, my man.
Well, what's going on, man? Everybody up here, man. I saw it. Listen, I haven't seen Ray around, man. What's crypto things, man? You still doing your podcast or what, man?
I do a show every Wednesday, Thursday, in the beginning of the month. I hit every day. Hold on, check this out. So I started another channel because my stuff on this channel, because it's a little bit spicy, gets shadow banned.
Okay.
So
That's why I haven't
I've
seen
been
it.
well. No, the thing is, if you're not seeing my community posts, my channel's still shadow banned, bro. Because I post them on my community post from the other channel. I'll be like, hey, this is what we're talking about today, and I just dropped
Okay.
it.
All right.
So Arpane, you got to get over on Future Financial Strategies is the
Okay.
channel.
All right.
And all my content over there, people see it, and that people get the updates because I'm
Alright.
not saying the same shit I'm saying over here. Obviously.
I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, one thing about the dating apps, though, man. The only thing that I would say that's absolutely true is that we have data on dating habits of people. The data, I mean, it's millions and millions of data points. And so I think some people trying to fight what they hear. No, but I still say that in the modern market, which a lot of people tell us that we're not supposed to talk about, there are still women out there that are marriageable, but they have to say the shit to you that makes them marriageable. Like, I want to be married, and I'm willing to forsake social media and all the attention I get for you. And that's why it's more important for guys when you're vetting them that you got to have a real feeling that this woman's willing to forsake a lot of attention, especially if she's pretty, to be with you. And she actually has to physically say that shit and act on it. You
That's
know, and then
facts.
you got to see the way she moves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you have. So there are a few out there, but there's not a lot of those women out there. but they're out there. They're still out there because people are still getting married now. Some of those marriages shouldn't happen, but there are still women who actually have, I guess, a modicum of saying, well, we look like the 304s, but everybody ain't getting it. And the only reason why I
Bruh.
can say that is even the worst whore isn't giving pussy to everybody. There is a couple
Also
of
true.
times she ain't
Also
giving it,
true.
right?
You just said a whole ass thing there. Freaking rewind that back
know?
later. Like that's the quotable.
Oh
So
my
I'm just
god.
saying. So there
Oh
are
my
some women
god.
who look like the modern era, but everybody ain't getting it.
Yeah.
There are some out there.
What about the
That's what I believe.
average girls?
Dude, listen, Bennett. I
Well,
was
but
at a
if you
network.
want to marry an average girl, then that's the
There's
conversation.
not there used to be didn't there used to be a
But
song "Our Pain" if you want to be happy.
yeah.
Remember that?
Well, I mean, the thing is, Bennett, you're right. Most wealthy men are married to average women. To be
Now,
honest.
Hmm.
that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of guys remember now. Men are even though we like to play in the pool, men are still a whole lot more traditional when it comes to marriage than women.
Yep.
And let
True.
me think on this because I will share a personal experience. I will shout out to the platform called Afro Introduction. This is an international dating platform,
Mm.
and it is more targeted into Africa. Now, I try all the dating platform out here in the US, from Black People Meet, from Black People whatever, to all the Cupid, all that shenanigan. I gave up on it. So I got on this African dating app. The first one I tried was truly African, wasn't all that great. This one was well known internationally, speaking not only in Africa but also internationally known in Europe. So I've been on the platform for almost 2 months. I have gotten over 2,500 messages from 2,500 women. Now the potential of
God
those
damn.
are fake. Now the potential of getting no fake profile is about 10 to 15%. The rest are legit. But like they said earlier, I don't pick everything. I'm just reading the profile and see what will catch my interest. So if I
Mm-hmm.
see a bunch of pictures and no description, no nothing, I literally more likely go bypass it and go to the next one, just read. If I don't see anything that caught my interest, I will not talk to that woman unless they reach out to me first. And it's more so they reach out to me more before I reach out to them instead. So what I try to do is trying to gauge their intellect. I'm trying to gauge their thought process. I want to see how they really think about certain scenario. I ask them scenario questions. I'm put into the ringer, but it's just like a trial vetting error. Now, I'm trying to take a break from that platform. I got maybe let's say around 15 to 20 women I'm talking to on WhatsApp or on Telegram. But I'm having the conversation. I'm vetting them. I'm not going any further. But the thing is, like, what I'm looking for something that of real something that is legit. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
into a rush for it. But what I noticed based on demographic, because I live in Brooklyn, New York, there are a lot of people who are not from this country, they're from outside the country. And I've watched it for almost a decade, whereby people work in the deli, when they get married, they're not here. They gotta fly back to their country and get married over there. They ain't mental with nobody over here. And I'm seeing most of the different ethnic groups are doing the same exact thing, especially African as well. You don't have to be from our country, from Nigeria. You could even be from Ghana, Liberia, whatever. They're doing the same exact thing. They're not trying to marry the woman from here. They're flying back to their country, find that fit their criteria, get them married over there. Either decide either bring them here or leave them over there. That's the
Mm.
choice. So there is a issue when dealing with people on the United States soil where their ideology or their logic is extremely flawed. And I remember saying it a few shows ago, I'm from a deep cultural background, so I'm not willing to walk away. I took the risk to walk away from it, and I'm regretting that. I could have hold on to that one and use that as a filter to find what I was looking for. I took that risk on my own and said, you know what, let me try something different. And now I'm seeing why it didn't work out for me. So now I gotta go back to my foundational root and say, you know what, based on kind of my culture, what I was brought up into, what I was taught, this is what I'm looking for. And there's not too many people who want to fit into that program, fit into that realm. So I'm not gonna waste my time to deal with that.
So,
I wanted to
so,
go to my own continent and look for that instead.
well, so
And
CBN,
I do plan to go and travel out there next year or so. I got business to take care over there.
all right, CBN, okay, but again, still, I mean, Mr. Bennett, you said something about the average woman.
Mm.
I didn't get exactly what you meant by that, but
Now, what Ray was talking earlier about, the 8s and 9s, the hot girls, and just the
But-
mindset. But what if someone who is maybe average look, or at least in the face,
well, let's talk about the
but someone
average
you,
woman.
but
Let's talk about
she's going to be a good girl. Like I said, that song.
before we do that,
talk
guys,
about.
hang on one second.
Wait, hold on. Let's talk about the average woman.
Yep.
The
Yep.
average has shifted. The average woman actually thinks like the 8s, 9s, and the 10s in the American dating. The average
Yeah, that's a good
woman
point there.
is still looking at those top 20%. I'm talking about today, maybe not in the past, because they have the same access to the internet as those other ones.
Right.
And there's a lot of average women with a lot of guys in their DMs. So the average woman, the average has moved. It's been skewed. It's not even, if you look at a bell curve, the big hump would be so far to what, the right, that is
Yep.
crazy. That's unrealistic, right? And so so the question really is the average, I'm gonna say, Black American woman marriageable?
No.
Listen, David, with all due respect, you talked about and again, I feel for you for the experience that you had personally. But I'm looking at a lot of you African dudes in this space. Y'all married American women, and a lot of them are still married. So hang on,
and I get that.
Ekene is married to an Black American woman. Who's the other guy?
Ekene?
Killer Mike, with Jet. What's his name?
Killer Mike.
Trigger Mike.
Yeah.
He's married
Trigger
to an
Mike.
American woman. I mean, a lot. Even the women. What's the name's? Take Heed's husband. He married an American woman.
Right.
So again, I mean, you
I
can
get-
build
I
up
get
these
it.
narratives in our head about
So
I
American
get it.
women
I
aren't
get it.
marriageable
So
to
my,
women.
my, my question
I
is
know
this
of,
though.
I know of
Everyone
five.
everyone
Hang on.
that you
I know
listed
of 5
that are all
on
old.
this panel.
That are old.
What are you talking about? Old?
That are old. Y'all niggas are old, bro.
I didn't say no. You didn't listen to what I said.
No.
I said
Like
I know
everyone
of.
you listed
No,
is
you didn't
fucking
listen to
old,
what I
bro.
said.
Trigger Mike
You
is
did not
old.
listen to what I
Trigger
said.
Mike
You
is
were like,
old.
they married these old niggas married some women a long
Wait a
time ago when there
Wait a
were
minute.
good women, and you're speaking
wait a minute.
about now.
Trigger Mike is old.
No, he's
He's
not.
he's in the
Trigger
he's in
Mike
the
is
He's
late-
older than me. That nigga looks dysgenic, dog. He's old.
Is he?
Sugar
Ain't
Like
Mike,
if you
nobody
just
Sugar
get
know.
Mike,
older than me, you're
my
fucking
cousin.
deaf than
I
I
did
am.
not say it.
Hang
I
on,
did not say that,
This
Sugar
next
Mike.
video before you guys jump off the goddamn roofs here.
What's up, my guys? Hot guy pro tip of the day. Get off the dating apps now. Do you ever wonder why you have a few exchanges with a girl on these apps and then all of a sudden they ghost out of the blue? It's because another guy beat you to the number. Girls don't want to waste their time having superficial, how's your day going conversations through Hinge. They're looking for a man to make the first move and move that shit along. Be direct, get her number, and secure a time to meet. Don't give her other 30 matches of the day a chance to beat you to it.
Yeah.
All right, who want to go first?
If you're gonna spend 95% of your time doing that, then yeah, she may have a point. Like I said, I'm not saying this should be how most should move. Like I said, you're still going to have to do the work interpersonally. You're still going to have the face-to-face conversation. I'm saying if it expands your pool, then you can use it. But I wouldn't spend 90% of my time on dating apps either.
So this is what I wanted. I wanted to give you guys an example that I actually lived through with average women in regards to average women. So Kansas City Chiefs, right? So when Tony Gonzalez lived here, I mean, he's long gone now and he's not going to come back. So screw him. But he was cheating on his wife with a bunch of average women. And there was one of the women that he was fucking that worked at my bar that I was trying to fuck. Guess who didn't get to fuck because she was fucking Tony Gonzalez? The average fucking woman. Okay? Because they'll sit there and go, I've got a fucking Tony Gonzalez is fucking me. Like, why would I waste time dating you, solid dude who goes to work every day and like has money? Like so like when you're talking about average women now, again, it goes back to the access because now everyone has access. So all of those women are consolidated on the top men, including the ones that blatantly have wives, and they're just like, "Yo, I'm gonna fuck."
But you
anyway.
gotta ask this.
Like,
But you have to ask the question: why was Tony Gonzalez, who you would think would have the pick of the litter?
he did.
Why
have
would
the
he
pick of the
be with
litter.
an
His wife
average
was
woman?
fucking
Maybe
beautiful.
it might be something about how that average woman moves. Maybe she
No,
didn't have
no,
those
no.
diva
But
tendencies like the
Bennett.
like the
The thing
8,
that
9s,
the
and
thing that
10s
I'm the
that try
thing
to
that
get
I'm
at him.
well, you're missing something. It wasn't one woman. It was a bunch of them, dude. He was
That's my
fucking
point. So,
all
so
the
he can
average
have,
women.
so Tony Gonzalez, the guy was built like a Greek god. I mean, the guy had the face of a model. He had everything on him. Sorry, no offense, grooming. No offense.
Okay, so he was
wasn't
built
like
not
you,
like grooming, but like
he
the
wasn't like
other
he
Greek.
wasn't built like grooming. All right, a Roman. He was built like a Roman god. How about that? A Roman god or an Aztec. He's Mexican, so he's an Aztec god warrior. He's built like that, and yet he's going after. You know how many?
hate you
Look,
guys
I follow
so fucking
bodybuilding.
bad.
You know how many bodybuilders have women? Like, look at the current Mr. Go Google the current Mr. Olympia. The current one, 2024 Mr. Olympia, and look at his wife.
She's
and a lot
smoking
of
hot.
these guys, a lot of these high-end guys have average looking at best women. But
Shout out to
those
Kevin
women
Samuel.
are generally, but you would think all these guys would want to be with the hottest fitness bikini and figure and fitness women. But they'll tell you they are a pain in the neck.
If you
No,
marry
hang on a
him,
second,
though, but
hang on.
listen, Bennett, if you have a 10, if you a 10 and you got a 10 and you're banging a bunch of fucking 4s and 5s and maybe a 6 here and there, the reason you're doing that, Bennett, is for plausible deniability. Because if somebody's like, Tony Gonzalez fucked me, we're gonna look at him and be like, no, he didn't. Like, he ain't even gonna lie about it.
More than likely, Tony
You just can't
Gonzalez
bend it down to
that
that, though.
10 is all on the outside. It's all window dressing, but horrible on the inside. Narcissistic, all those kind of things.
I mean, I'm not saying that you're
even
wrong.
deal with the chick.
But what I'm
that's probably
saying
what's
is, if
going
you're
on.
machine gun cheating and using your leverage, it's the candy store premise. I don't think Tony Gonzalez just been getting pussy like that for forever. I think he got it when, like a lot of guys don't get access until they make it. When you make it, you go buck wild.
He would have got it.
it.
The way I get that guy looks,
Reckless.
he would have been getting it. You know.
Reckless. Don't forget the Arnold Schwarzenegger situation.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say.
Look at the women.
Arnold was making videos talking about lifting weights made him come, bro. Like,
look at who he cheated with. But even his wife, I mean Maria Kennedy Shriver, she's not.
Like a skeleton,
she's all right.
Yeah.
Go back and look at his girlfriends from the 60s and from the 70s. The women that he dated, they were all right. They weren't like, oh my gosh, they weren't Miss International pinup figure models or whatever.
The only people who worry about this video, but Bennett, in regards to the video, yes. Why the fuck are you asking a bitch how her day went on a fucking Tinder dating app, dude? Like,
that's crazy.
That's stupid. That's fucking diabolical.
Here's my thing right with this. Here's where a lot of my pushback is. So you're open a conversation. Hey, what's going on? Whatever you say. Hey, you're hot. Whatever you open line is, right?
No, if you match, the first thing you say is like, "Bitch, when are we grabbing a drink?" Like, what are you talking about?
Some girl, dude, you've been online too, so you know some girls don't like that. So you open a conversation.
Next.
Hang on a second. Hang on. Seriously, hang on. You're having a conversation. If you ask the number too soon and say, "I don't feel comfortable," they ghost you.
Fair. No. Exactly.
Yes.
Next. Yes, Bennett. Yes.
Next.
Yes.
You can go to 1,000 in one day if you keep that up. 1,000.
Yep.
Yes. You only want one.
Yep. Because listen, grooming. Listen, if you taking the time to ask a bitch how her day is, that you know got 45 to 150,000 other niggas asking her how her day is, bro, you're stupid. That's a waste of your time.
And you on Tinder?
You just
Of all places?
tell you that.
Tinder?
You have no room on it. You're on freaking.
You trying to ask her how her dude? You need to go find a mediocre, like an ugly chick that thinks you're cute, and be like, "Let me look at your dating apps so that you can see an ugly chick's fucking DMs, bro. They're insane."
Oh, I know how bad they are. I'm
So
not
your
disagreeing
good
with you
morning
with that.
is wedged between 50 dicks, dude. Like, why are
I
you
still hate
wasting
you
your
right now,
time?
Drew.
Literally,
It's a
because they're probably
complete
posting their
waste of
pics of it
time.
also.
There is look,
They're
Groomy. This
posting their
is
pics of
her
it too.
DMs, bro. It's dick, maybe an asshole with a fish. Dick. Good morning, babe. How are you, queen? You, bro. And then dick, bro.
Oh wow.
It's
This
all
show is
dicks.
This show is so comical.
You
Again,
just
have
guys,
a serious
wedging
conversation.
you're
yourself
wasting a
between a
lot of
bunch
time,
of
man.
dicks,
You're
bro.
wasting a lot of time.
Yeah.
I want to be. I mean, Reckless. That's what I'm saying. Reckless, you would be great at this because again, you are so good at clearing a room.
Mm-hmm.
You would clear the room. That's what you do. You just drop the bomb and just people scatter. It's like you turn on the lights and the roaches scatter or whatnot. That's what you do. But if there's like 2 or 3 that just like, okay, I guess y'all ain't leaving. So what's up? I mean,
Yeah.
but that's the idea. I'm like my mentality. Like I said, this isn't sales where again you need multiples. No, I need one.
Yeah. He's right.
And
You
so
only
I'm
gotta get it
willing to
right
clear
once.
out. I don't care if I offended 99 women as long as one stayed back. That's the one I need to be talking to. This is not
That is
sales.
true.
This isn't cold calls. It's not volume. You're not paid on commission. This isn't
That's
like
true.
that where you got to, because then that's where you feel like, well, I got to please everybody because you're trying to be liked by everybody. And the idea is
That
you're
is
not
true.
trying to be liked. You're just trying to find somebody who can rock with you.
That is very true. And this is why I tell what I tell about the platform I'm using because it's a different dynamic. But I'm dealing with the people who relate with my culture. But here's the thing: as long as I have any type of comment, I offend a few people or some have offended me. I say, okay, block. I keep it moving. You want to waste my time? Block. I keep it moving. I'm not worried about who shuts me out or who offend me. I'm concerned about who got my attention.
Host.
That's what kind of girl Paul wants.
That's my girl. That's my girl. Look how she throws the paper. There you go. That's nice. I can't do it. She throws the papers right on,
Bruh. Could you
I'm
imagine?
gonna let your wife know you met a new
busting
one.
that down, and then like right when she about to climax, you start doing that shit and ripping paper.
That don't feel right.
Yeah, you had that effect on him. I heard you had that effect on
said
him.
it.
So I heard
Paul has said it online. If his wife does that, he's down for it.
I'm down.
He did.
Absolutely.
He did say
Listen,
that.
well,
He
I'm
did
gonna be on a cruise ship for 7 days next week. So yeah,
God bless you.
she may surprise me with that on the ship. Or whatever. So I'm open to anything, you know.
Oh,
so
Lord.
I have 2 questions for you. 2 questions for you. Seriously, right? One, do you want me to send that video to your wife? And 2,
Oh,
if she has Facebook, I
Lord.
can send it to her.
Oh, my God.
Hey,
This
I don't have a
is so...
problem with it.
give me a turn on, man.
Send it.
Look at your
If she
girl
gets
bust
motivated,
the door
look.
down. She put the door down.
And so would you. In our opinion, so would you. Your wife came in with that or
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
Absolutely.
All pay, don't talk now.
100%.
Oh my God.
I don't want to hear on the news that there's a bunch of women screaming that same thing in the neighborhood and you're all trying to figure what the hell is going on in that community.
All right, you guys ready for the next video?
Go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dating apps are not as popular as they used to be. The question is everybody finding love or are people just giving up? Both Match and Bumble had earnings and it was devastating. Revenue was low, user growth is low. Match Group had a lot of success in Hinge, but Tinder is looking bad. Bumble is down 91% since their IPO. Online dating is all economics. The search cost has become so low that it's like $0 to swipe and scroll. There's also changing demographics as a foundation. We just don't have kids and get married like we used to. There's a gender imbalance too. 84% of Tinder users are men. And people are seeking out relationships in the real world now. They're doing run clubs, cooking classes, wearing rings that are a certain color. This is a bit of a post-pandemic come down too. What's interesting is that apps that focus on a specific group like Grindr or Field, they're doing great. And most people do meet their partner on an app. And I hope everybody finds love.
So she just totally contradicted herself. I mean,
and that's what I was trying to
doing
point out.
awful, but Go ahead, Peter.
When you mentioned Bumble, there's a lot of apps who has similar issue as well because men are not catching on that some of these apps are nothing but attracted to these platforms and they're going elsewhere. Like you said, certain group, but it's based on the demographic. When I rely on a demographic within New York, so you might have to leave New York and go to a place whereby you're not gonna see a huge fluctuation of 3 or 4. There'll be people who are keeping themselves hidden from the masses. You gotta go to the type of area. Worst case scenario, you have been seeing it for a while now. People are getting their passport. People in my field or in regulatory field in tech, in the military, are saying, no, let me just travel around and just expand my horizon. Let me see what is out there. When they go to
Ain't
these
working.
other countries, see a different demographic or different environment, worst case scenario, they make tent over there. I'm not going to chill here for a while. I think this is more different than what I see over here.
Where the
That's the
where the wives
problem.
then? Where the wives then? I talked about this on Tuesday. At some point, these guys, all these folks putting content out, you gotta have to show some receipts at the end of the day. I'm not
And you
seeing
and
it.
you
You're
and I get what
talking
you're
about
saying.
well, this is the deal, Bennett. Where's your content of you having a happy marriage? You honestly, as far as that's a dead man fucking argument because none of you happy married motherfuckers are putting out content
Wait, time
showing
out,
how
time out,
happy
time
you
out, time out.
fucking are either.
Time out.
Like
I'm gonna put a shout out to somebody. King Smith and his girl Michelle. They have a show called King and Me. They actually show how a relationship should be going on.
yeah.
And it's pretty good
Zooming,
content. They are
zooming
I mean,
Thailand is another
shout
one.
out to Mr. and Mrs. He said and she said. They
Yeah.
have
No.
they actually put out content of them doing shit together, being
What
happy.
is,
And
You
shout out to
you
Zoom,
can't.
shout out to Zoom to Thailand.
Hang
Shout out to
hang
Cutie
on,
Bot.
Ray. I'm not. Again, it wasn't meant as an attack. My point
Well,
is, if guys just said this is what you want, and so I'm going to put this out. I'm going to get my passport and travel and do because this is what I want. And I'm saying that if that's the purpose for you doing it, that's the purpose why you created your content. And I'm saying, where is the result?
the
I'm not searching
passport
for
bros
anything.
that live on
I'm not searching for anything.
the
So
people that live here. This
not
this is the
necessarily
reality of the situation. The people that live here, everybody knows. If you're actually trying to live here and sustain yourself living in a content creation space, that doesn't fucking sell. That's why they don't, because most of the passport bros are what? Fucking losers from here. What I'm telling you is, motherfucker, I'm not dating these bitches either.
And here's the
Okay,
thing.
so now it matters. Now it fucking matters. Okay, the person who has their shit paid off is in better shape than most of you motherfuckers and has more money than most of you motherfuckers, or assume will. Is now going, I'm done also. So now it matters. The chicks that these chicks want, the dude that these chicks want to fuck is now going, I'm just fucking you. I will never fucking marry you. Now it matters.
But regular, I mentioned Drew from Thailand. They have been trying to hook up people coming from bad matters who trying to find over like data out of Thailand. He have a program. Now you have security boss. You have security boss in South Africa right now. Now she's showcasing different places here and there. Before she will hit a market, I see what is different over there than here. That's what I've been trying to explain because those who are showing their marriage, they're not so popular because people think that I don't need to see that. But they are out there. Either they're not in the US anymore, they have relocated outside the country, they've been married for maybe 3, 4, 5 years, and they think it's born. There's a thing called Black in Japan experience. They have show people who are actually married in Japan and have lovely marriage. But it's not so popular. That's the difference what I noticed.
They didn't just go overseas to get married. That's just a fucking misnomer.
I know they would.
Wait a second. Some of those guys went over because just the experience in dating women is better for them over there.
Yep.
And
you can actually go on dates.
Here's what they don't get credit for. Some of those guys have jobs that could sustain them. Everybody just focuses on the fucking losers. Some of those guys set up businesses so they can sustain themselves across the seas, and they're just enjoying lives. It just depends on who you want to focus on. But everybody can go over there, especially if they're young. They didn't go over there just to find a wife. They went over there because just the dating life over there is better.
It's different.
Also true.
That's it.
Well,
You
I can agree with you, Arpain. What I'm saying is, when I look through those feeds, most of those dudes are just genic fucks that are basically
I don't
useless.
disagree with that, but I
You
don't.
don't have to agree with it. It's the truth, bro. Like, you're either useful or you're fucking not. Like, these are reality facts.
Ray, can I ask you?
I mean, the one guy who got thrown in jail. I mean, there's a few guys out there, man. I know that.
But Ray,
That's no
how much
different
do
than
you
here.
put on, if at all? How much do you put on, like, guys? Like, who's the guy that everybody Tate?
Yeah,
because I mean, these guys have large followings where they're kind of telling guys you need to do things. But having said that, these guys, as you said, are not them. They don't have their bankroll. They don't have
I
their.
disagree with you. Tate's that fucking guy. He's that
What's
fucking
that?
guy. Tate's that guy. Like, why would you say he's not?
That's my. No, I didn't say that. I say he is the guy. That's my point. But he's talking to millions of guys who are not.
But what's he telling them, though? Fucking better yourself. I don't understand why it's so bad for somebody to go, you're a dysgenic fuck, because you are. Fix it. You know the problem. We know what the issues are. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but I live in a reductive lifestyle. Like, if you've got a complaint for me, I'm going to fucking fix it. I'll take it away from you until you shut the fuck up. You're a dysgenic fuck. Get in shape. Girls want guys with money. Get as much money as you can. Not just because of the girls, but because you have more fucking options and life's better. Why do you want to subsist as an ashy-fisted fucking social justice warrior at the bottom of a hierarchy so that it can be upheavaled so that you can get taken out by me because I view you as fucking useless because you're a dysgenic fuck? Why are you going to set yourself up for that? There's no benefit in it. So when someone tells you, hey, you're depressed, go fucking work out. Get your body right. Get your finances as good as you can. That's not to say that everybody's going to get to the same level, but god damn it, fucking try. I don't understand what's wrong with that or why that's perceived as bad.
We're not disagreeing with that. That's 100%. That's the truest statement that you said tonight. I'm saying if you have these content creators who say there's no more good American women, you need to get your passports and travel.
He doesn't say that. I'm just saying.
I just pick anyone.
He's using an example, right?
Him specifically, he doesn't say that.
Okay,
just go ahead. Go ahead with the scenario.
Yeah, go with the scenario, and then we can talk about it point by point. That's fine.
That again, the guys who make these recommendations, and the guy, if you don't have the means or you're not ready for that kind of life, but you're saying, well, look, I need to do that also, and you're not ready for it.
So what I'm saying is, me personally, my prescription is from. And this could be city specific because Kansas City is a fucking shit dating city. It is. But from my experience, the value set here is off. The people who are proponenting and wanting everyone to get married from you, Trigger Mike, Arpain, all you guys have been married to a different generation.
Stop.
It wasn't exposed. It wasn't the way that this generation has been. And like I said that earlier in the show, when I date older women, they act like women. You just can't reproduce with them. So like now you don't get a family. If that's acceptable, then just date an older chick because like they get it. The issue that I'm pointing out, and when I say stuff like that, like, yo, like you should get a passport and explore your options. You should be a free agent. I don't believe that I am obligated to date a black woman because a culture is shit. So it's not my job to walk around till I find one that matches my fucking value set to be chosen from the man tree to clean up some other nigga's mess. I'm not going to do it. It's not going to happen.
But so, there are a lot of good black women out there too. Can you argue that?
100%. There's a lot of good women out there, period. But the question is, how long are you obligated to walk through shit to find a diamond? What's the expectation here? If you're going, and I mean, if we're gonna break that down, like let's break it all the way down. What's the expectation? Because the only reason that we have the shaming tactic of telling people that you can't go outside of your culture or you can't go outside of the country is because they fucking need us. You need a reckless Ray De Niro to clean up your fucking mess because you got 5 kids from different baby daddies that are all fucking locked up in fucking duds. You need me. I don't need you. The only thing that they fucking have over anyone is shaming them out of doing what it is they want to do because they can afford to do it. Because you need us. You need Rays. That's the reality. Black culture needs Rays. You don't like me, but you need me. You need Bennett's. You need our Pains, but you don't like them. The culture that we have right now doesn't like or respect those men.
That's true.
And
That is
now that
true.
we're going,
That is
hey, I'm
that
not
is
going to
very
isolate
true.
myself to you. Now it's your mama's black. Now it's, oh, you just couldn't handle a real woman. Like, no, I just can afford to not deal with your bullshit.
So Ray, you're not alone. Listen, I've been married for a long time, but my message to guys, if they choose to listen, is not to get married. I don't want guys to get married in the climate where those marriages are doomed to fail.
Yeah.
Because the guys are
Bingo.
getting married
Bingo.
based on the wrong premise. And, because for one, you can only vet so much.
Right.
But the climate is not conducive both for the women or the men. But the men still are marrying for love and all that kind of bullshit. Women are not marrying for that no more. Not really. They always have some kind of practical advantage. They're looking because that's why they start calling fucking husbands partners.
Yep.
Let's not forget.
They're not
Hold
even,
on.
So I'm not really a big advocate, and I've said this before, and now people don't like it. If you're a man of means, I can't see how you would possibly get married in the West,
And
especially in America.
let's not forget Mr. Payne, that there was a show or broadcast or a clip that a woman saying how her husband is a simp because his job was to provide for her. She got 3 kids. When you see stuff like that, and you see more and more women saying the BS they're saying, I have to say what I said. It's totally clear, like I said a few shows ago. This soil is not worth it for men of substance anymore.
Well, let me ask this question to the panel. I real quick. How much does social media reflect what's going on in real life, in your opinions?
In my opinion, from what I see, I'd say probably about. I mean, I'm seeing it bleed more and more because like before it was just like these conversations that we're having on these panels, and I was like, oh, that shit's not real. But like now I'm seeing people like chicks who are doing a lot of the stuff that you learn about in the red pill space because they're getting older. And you're starting to see them, and you're going, oh, like, I know this chick's real. Like, this is a real person I know. I put my dick in you. You're a real person, and, like, now you're crashing out because you out here, and you've been in these streets, and now you just out here. So it's becoming more, and then, like, the conversations are bleeding over. Now, Facebook is now starting to have, I'm seeing normal people that I know from, like, high school and shit having the conversations that we were having 2 years ago when I first got into this space. Those conversations are now bleeding over. So, like, yeah, you are seeing it. Like, you're seeing the gender war that we were talking about. It's mainstream. It's in reality now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But
so,
anybody, Mr. Bennett or whatever, yeah, I mean, anybody else? I think it's closer than we think.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. It's almost like the put this the right way. What might have started off as fictional, because I think in the early days of this space, especially during COVID, I think you had a lot of people who were manifesting an identity that wasn't necessarily reality. But now people are, again, they say that line, if you tell a lie long enough, that people start to believe it.
Yeah.
So I think that now, I think it's starting to become more of a reality because people just start to think and internalize what they were seeing. I don't think it started out that way.
No,
but I do think you had a lot of content creators and a lot of people who were just creating a picture or fantasy of what life was like. So they would, take all the selfies and things like that. Yeah, everything's cool when they were miserable.
Yeah.
But now it's like, this is how everyone's supposed to live, or this is how everything's supposed to be. So it's becoming more of a reality, at least in the minds how people think and process information. And I think, and I've always thought that these spaces had a danger, especially when it came to truth telling or what have you. I think the truth. I think the line between truth and fiction, I think, is getting blurred more in these spaces. And so I think the reality is like what you manifested.
Paul, it's funny to say because the next video goes with exactly what you just said. I want to play really fast before we move on.
All right.
Yeah, I'm really against dating apps. I really am against them. And the reason why I'm against them is because it feeds the idea that there's so many fish in the sea. And the moment you think that there are so many alternatives and options, you invest less in whatever you have. That's just life. Yeah, if I have lots of cars, I won't care about one car. You know, if I have lots of things in the fridge, things end up going moldy because I forget about the things that I've got so much there. And the moment you train your brain into thinking that there are so many alternatives to whoever you're talking to and whoever you're with, even if you don't leave your partner, your subconscious will let you think that you can talk to them a certain way, act a certain way, because if worse comes to worse, I'll move on.
That is an excellent point, actually. Also applicable to marriage. This is why you shouldn't live with somebody in a long-term relationship. You should just marry them, because it closes the door and it means that you are now fully invested in the relationship.
Yeah, I'm really against dating.
Yeah, I like that lady. I did a piece with her in it before. She was
There you go.
the last one I got from her. She says a man should never take back a woman if she cheated on him.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
But it's just interesting what the guy said at the end, and I've seen so many guys who are against it, who would say you would never just marry a woman or whatnot without living with them first. I mean, I think that's as hard to sell these days than anything. I certainly agree with that.
Do you?
But
and I
it's
mean,
hard
you
to
had that
convince a guy
conversation
today to
that-
say I ain't marrying someone unless we live together first. Even the women are saying that.
It's kind of funny. I but back in my day, it was different. I lived with a woman before I got married. And my advice to guys was never do that shit. Because one of my best friends, he found a girlfriend. They were really tight, and they moved in together. I said, "Man, why did you do that?" I said, "Are you gonna marry her?" He says, "Nah, we just dealing." One day I went over to their house to hang out. The argument they had was so thick that when he opened the door, I felt the spirit of how bad. I said, "You fucking guys were just fighting like dogs, weren't you?" He said, "Yeah." They split up. I just said, if you're not gonna commit, then don't do it. But I hear the other side of the story as well. And maybe that's more of a modern thing. And then it was in my time. But because I've tried both sides, man. Me and my girlfriend, we were fighting like cats and dogs and shit. But because we knew the back door was open. So there was no willingness to step over the other side to really meld and build together. But I was real young back then. But
I did want to address the video before. One of the things that she did say was that there's essentially no cost to a lot of these apps.
That's
and
false.
so my thing is, could that be a proper filter? What if to join a dating site, and I know you have matchmakers and different types of people, but should that be the route? So you said there's 1,500. You saying there's 1,500 dating apps.
Correct.
But I don't know what the stats are. Let's say if there was a higher, you had to pay. Let's say if you had to pay $5,000 to enter a dating app. It's just hypothetical. If that was the case, then again, would you not be dealing with a more serious and intentional person?
Of course.
And would it be worth it? I mean, like, how much you going to spend on dates? How much you going to spend on different things, or trying to get to know someone and trips and traveling to see him and things of that nature. But I'm thinking, if a woman's going to put up $5,000 of her own money to join a network of some kind,
it was done.
Then, sorry.
It was done with a woman from Real Housewives series. She spent like around $6,000 in the dating site. She could not find a man in 6 months. Period.
Well, you just said Real Housewives, so no one's going to marry her anyway. That's because she's Real Housewives. But I'm just saying. But even professional like Ray, would you consider? And it's a serious question. A matchmaker, a serious matchmaker. I know you have networks. I know you deal with millionaires. I know you deal with some very high society type of people. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if they've used matchmakers in the past to find their wives. But would that be something you would be open to hire a professional to find you the wife, the person that is that you'd be wanting when you decide you want to do that?
I would consider it. I mean, it depends, but when we talk about paying, men do have to pay for those apps if you want them to function properly.
Not much.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Paul.
Like, women get to use it for free.
She was saying
like
that most of those apps you're not paying any money.
No,
We are.
men
the
are.
men-
She's not.
Yeah,
Men are.
men have to pay for it. Ray's 100% right. Men like is I think
Men
it's
pay.
15 to $20 a month, some shit like that.
But that's
Depending
not.
on what tier you
That's
get.
no. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying raise the price. What if it was 500? What if it was 2,000, 2,500?
Nobody will
Women
do
would
it then.
pay. Women would
But
pay.
the
You got to
serious-
raise the price for women.
What the
You got to
serious
raise the
ones
price
make?
for women to be
I
serious,
mean,
not men.
have
No,
you,
they
have you
won't.
seen Bennett? Have you seen all these dating coaches that are publicly quitting dating coaching for women because they're so fucking in la la land because of how the dating market is right now? They're like the dating coaches for women that women pay are quitting. The ones that do pay, they're going, "This is fucking insane. These chicks are crazy. I'm done. I'm gonna go find something else to do." So I don't know that would fix the problem. What we have in America is a cultural issue, and it's not just black people; it's women. Period. Because I've seen the most staunch, I'm conservative, Trump voting women, as soon as shit doesn't go their way, turn into the most modern woman and will use every legal system to their fucking disposal to fuck a man over that they don't even want to be with. But since I'm leaving, I'm gonna ruin your life. Like, it's a cultural issue with our women. The well has been poisoned.
Say it again. You say it's a cultural issue. What did I say earlier in the show?
Like we
I
can't
come from a deep cultural
overthink that.
background,
And
so
does that
I'm
mean
not going to use my culture trying to do what I can find here. I get when you mentioned Sugar Mike, you mentioned Tekid, you mentioned Ekene. Yeah, they were by chance. My thing is this. I don't have the patience to wait and see if I will find luck like they do. I have made up my mind.
Hang on a second here. Hang on. eHarmony is one of the most older and most popular and most successful quote unquote dating sites. So I tried. I'm not gonna deny it. It's about 150 a month.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it gets better. So women don't pay anything. Obviously, it's free on their side. Then add up, after the first day, after the first conversation, there's another fee on top of that to continue the conversation. If you want to send your numbers, another $100 to transfer numbers to each other. They charge you for every little fucking thing. And I'll be honest with you.
I think it's criminal that they don't charge.
So why would I want to pay that much money for that?
Hang
on, it's criminal.
Hang.
They're not charging women for the site. I think that's criminal.
I agree with
that's discriminatory.
Right.
How many times you go to a pool hall is a ladies' night?
Oh,
they only
but
have to
the
pay
women are not
$5.
But the women are not invested, though. I mean,
That's
you
my
have
point.
the men who are
So
invested and the women
why
it's not a
why
good
would I waste my money on that type of dating platform when I can save that money, buy me a plane ticket?
That
I
means
don't
the
need a
site,
hotel. I don't need a hotel.
Hold
Hold on. Let me paint this picture for you guys. They don't waste my money on that type of platform. I save my money. I buy me a plane ticket to Nigeria. I don't have to get a hotel. I have a property there waiting for me. I can spend my night over there eating, not pay for no one whatsoever, and meet other people if I feel like eating. And when I'm done, I can come back. How about that? Why would I do that?
You could. I'm not. No, I'm.
Get my-
No one's. No one.
you get-
No.
That-
For any of
and
these
that's
guys,
and
no
that's
one's.
no,
No one's ruling
no,
that
that's the
out.
point. That's what I'm trying to point out because this country cultural mindset that has affected me, and I say all women, but majority. I'm not willing to waste my time. Here's how it is going to happen with me. If you're not looking to see me, I'm not wasting my time to look for you. That is my mentality right now. So I'm at the place whereby I don't give two shit for no American woman at all. Unless you can prove me wrong, I'm not looking at you. I'm at the press the nuke button and blow it up mode. That's where I'm at right now.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. So you making a move? So you planning a trip?
I'm planning a trip for next year because I have a property in Nigeria I had to take care of with my uncle and see what's being done. So while I'm out there, I can see what I need to see over there. And I also plan to go to Ghana and some other places as well. So my goal is not to waste no money on nobody here who's not worth the investment. It's like them putting money in a bad stock. I'm not ready to lose money on the wrong item.
as long look, a brother with a plan. I can't listen. I can't fault any of that. And I hope it more than anybody on this panel that you find what you're looking for.
Like I say, if I don't, if even I don't find, at least I know I have an investment that I'm trying to work on in Africa. So either way, it's a win-win for me.
Yeah,
like I said, I have made it my mind. I'm not dealing with the dumb ideology I put on the mode whereby I'm allergic to stupid people mode. Which means if you're stupid as hell, you are 3 or 4, you are thought, or you gonna waste my brain cell. I'm at that moment whereby if I throw it this way at you, you are gone. So don't come near me.
Although Ekene said that the Nigerian women are worse than American women, so I don't know how true that is or not. But
it depends on said that. It depends on the area. I know when you talk about the city area, that or any country, it's the same way too. I'm not going to the city area. I'm going to the place that haven't been touched yet.
There ain't no.
So you're going to the rural. You're going to the rural. The rural area.
If I have to, it is what it is. But they're also educated too. You know, that's the problem. People look down on the rural area just when they say, "Oh, the girls in Thailand are uneducated." But then again, they build your device that you buy. That will make you dumb as fuck.
Well,
they shit on rural area women, but rural area are more educated in today's standard now. What I've been noticing that for a while, I'm doing my homework. So when people tell, "Oh, the rural area are dumb," but you can't mention 5 countries, we mention 5% of 5 countries. Why would I believe? But you get lost in New York City and got an iPhone, really? Nah, come on.
Hey, look,
I can't do with brain dead women.
Honestly, we need to see more success.
What I'm saying,
more guys go out there, go outside the country, find a woman, come back, see, look, and say, look, this is what's possible. You may spark something on. I'm just saying, I haven't seen a lot of guys who've gone with that option, going outside the country and coming back and saying, look,
I've seen it. So that's not the premise. Most of these guys are unknown to you. Men have been traveling abroad for decades.
Yeah.
So just because you don't see any evidence doesn't mean it doesn't work. You're looking at these modern guys who are young, who might have internet content creators, but men have been very successful abroad, especially
and I've seen that.
Men. For
men with the mail.
But what
you
I'm
got guys with the mail order. They were
getting
getting the brides from Russia and whatnot and bringing them over.
Those guys don't count.
But we forget one major thing here. Hang on, our pain is when you're going overseas, the passport bros, they're taking a huge risk bringing a woman back here and marrying her. And after the paperwork cleared,
it depends on what guy you talk. You guys are trying to fit guys into a box. They over the whole spectrum. Some guys may come back, some guys may stay. Some guys may be looking for a wife. Some guys may just want to have a different experience.
And
here's
that's
the thing that doesn't get covered. The guys who go away, who become culturally appropriated in the areas that they are, that's the first lesson they have to learn. There are some of those guys.
And look at what you do,
Jackson. There's a lot of those guys. Everybody's just thinking that the only measure of success, if you're a passport bro, is if you've come back with a wife. That's not the only measure of success.
And here's the thing.
Can you sustain your life abroad and pay for what you want to do? And there's more than a few guys are doing that. I just don't understand.
Okay, I'm only talking about the guys.
Abroad. Like, how hard is it to sustain your life?
For that goal in mind, who stated that was their purpose in mind.
Yeah.
That they were going to go and find a wife and bring her back. That's what they said they were going to do. And I'm saying, where's the wife?
Fool. Just look at Eddie Murphy, because in Fufu comes back with you in trouble.
Arpain, hang on, I got a bone to pick with you. Arpain, I got a bone to pick with you really bad. Okay. You didn't tell me you have a video that went viral with you.
What video is that?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you right now, actually. And you didn't tell me you get this kind of action, Arpain. Seriously. Like, what the hell, Arpain? I didn't know you were a Marine either.
Oh no!
Look at Arpain's moving.
He out there twerking on the colonel.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Now, Arpain, please explain yourself. What I just saw. You didn't tell me you were invited or like that.
Well,
And that's your
you
wife
Blame it
know
on
about her.
blame it on his wife. He got him drunk.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like I was having a good time. That's all I could say.
You know what? When I saw that the first time, I sent it to Rob. I go, it has to be a Marine thing. He goes, absolutely, it's a fucking Marine thing. He goes to me.
We're all
But
pain and quite frankly, David also. So again, we're all fathers of daughters here. So
Right.
so there's this one message that I heard tonight, but what's the answer for them then?
I fear for them. It's funny. I because they're not separate. The only thing I could vouch for is the character of my daughters, because I'm still firsthand involved.
Yep.
And I say that if the right guys come along, which they have to find somehow run into, that they'll be getting some good women, responsible, educated, and would be benefits. But they're not separate from what's going on right now. They gotta
Agreed.
get
But
on the
if your
pool.
message is saying, you just said earlier that you're telling men not to get married.
I'm telling men of means not to get married.
Right, men of
They're
means not to get married. But what message
but-
does that have for your daughters if they
Well,
heard that?
the message it is that hey, because men ain't gonna listen to me, by the way. That's number one. And number two is that if there's no message for my daughters, they're gonna have to be able to prove themselves to the guys, because guys are looking at them, and just like every other woman out there, they're gonna have to find themselves different from the other women out there, which they can.
There
If the
you
guy,
go.
if she finds
No, I'm specifically talking about what you just said. If you said, well, you might have already said this, had this conversation with them. But if you went to your daughter and said, I'm telling guys, high-end guys, not to get married, how do you think your
and I told them not
daughters
to get married.
would
Well,
take
I didn't
that?
finish the sentence. Really, not to
Okay.
get married without protecting yourself, right? Prenups and all of that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But here's the thing. Here's the kicker, Bennett. I told my daughters they can't get married unless they have a prenup themselves. Both of them. I told them they can't marry. If they're going to go marry a guy out here now, the chances are they're going to be making more than the dudes. So the average dude. And they all have portfolios. They do. I wouldn't want them to just marry a Joe Blow. I'll be looking at his credit score, what kind of money he's making, what kind of plans he has, the whole 9 yards. I wouldn't tell them. I wouldn't allow my daughters to get married today without them having a prenup.
Yep.
Without
Okay.
them having a prenup.
all right, guys,
That's the limit.
we're coming to the
I
final.
can't really help it, but you're right. But what you said is really true. I can't be so hard over telling rich man never to get married if they ran into one. But the chances of them running into that kind of guy is just like everybody else, very low average.
Mhm.
There you go.
Right? They're going to be looking at a regular dude, because I don't have that same message for a regular dude. The regular dude, if you're going to get married, you ain't got nothing, you ain't got as much to worry about. Right? If
Would you be
find
okay
money to build with.
if your daughters married a regular guy?
Well, no, he's saying they got to have a prenup now because they have.
No, I know
stuff.
that. I know that. But still, I'm talking just income wise. If he's not, are your daughters? Do you teach hypergamy, for example, to your daughters? That
God,
they
you know
marry
what I
their level
told my, that's a good question. My oldest daughter, I told her, because she was concerned about that. She said, suppose I just run into a guy, he's making it the same as me. Suppose I want to have once I have kids, what's going to happen, right? Because, I might be working for a while. I said, well, there's plans for that. If you guys are working together, then you could compensate for that. If he's the right guy, he's going to make sure he can take care of you for the 6 months or whatever you're out. You got a little bit of money here and there. You can't be worrying about this guy being rich in order for you to rest on your laurels. You're going to have to pay. You've been paying for yourself now. That shit doesn't stop, right? You're going to have to share that income with that guy. You're going to have a financial discussion. So so my daughter was concerned, like kind of like almost like a modern woman, not from the standpoint that she doesn't think she has to contribute, but the whole mindset that the guy has to have so much more money than her is a hypergamous thing that I think a lot of women share.
It's
based
genetic.
on just being out there.
Right.
It's genetic. It's not from
Yeah.
being out there. That's just the way they are. Like you can't. That's the game. That's the reason I'm saying like it. women in modern times, we know everything that they want. We've solved all their fucking problems up to this point. That's how we got modern society.
Right.
The only difference is for some well, actually, honestly, it's because the men are no longer in the households that you got these crazy ass women that are raising these men that function like women. So now they're having an emotional reaction to the game. They hating the players. I don't hate women. A lot of people think I hate women. I don't hate women. I just know the game and I play it better than you. I'm competitive. Like, the fuck? Like, it's so simple. It's like, be in shape, have as much money as you can so that you can have options. Like, it's not that hard. Like, have your shit together. Like this isn't
All right,
rocket
so
science.
we're coming at the top of the hour. Let's go our final thoughts and let's get the heck out of here. Let's do them as we came in. So Ray, David, Paul,
Okay.
Arpane. All right.
So my final thoughts are: we are in a cesspool. Take advantage of the cesspool, dog. Like, I mean, dating apps, that's the free ass, man. That's what it is. Basically, the chicks that you're finding on dating apps, to be honest, you're not finding wholesome chicks. You're probably not finding mentally stable chicks. Like, they're just not. There's a reason they're on there, bro. Like, you
Wow.
digging in a bargain bin. All the toys are broken. So, like,
Wow.
like, it is what it is. Like, if you're trying to find somebody that's even any semblance of wholesome, like, try the library, bro. But the chicks at the library are probably fucked up too. Like, whatever.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
there's no hope. Just get your money, get your passport. If you want a family, go find somebody and make a new American, because the Americans that we have now fucking suck. Like,
Wow.
so that's all I got. Sorry.
Wow. And you want me to go right after this dude right here? I can go the whole entire ground?
Your problem, not mine. You problem, not me problem. So talk.
Screw you. I'll just make it simple.
Kiss my hairy, good, shiny ass.
Tell that to the start out there.
The hairy part is probably
I
true
can
as a
text you it.
motherfucker.
I'll just make it real clear. Fellas, if you're coming out from a relationship like I have and you're trying to find something, what to get into, I would tell you to take your time. Being separated for more than 3 years, about to get divorced. I'm not trying to make no waste of time, waste of investment. I'm not trying to make myself look stupid out here. I'm watching things from a distance with a magnifying glass, with a telescope, and then some. What I'm seeing right now. Today's American soil is breeding a bunch of retarded people who lack the well thought what the hell they're talking about. So I'm not waiting. If I were you, if you get a passport, I got 2 passports, so I've been way ahead of the game for the longest. I would just say work on what you need to work on. Figure out where you want to go to. You want to establish a business outside the country, look into that. Use that to mean to establish a mean of living outside the country. So when you have more than enough free time to yourself, you can venture around the local and see what you're looking for. When you do find what you're looking for, don't bring them over here. If you try to bring them over here, bring it in that area, but it's too far from the city, so you won't be contaminated. If not, don't come back to this country. I'll tell you that right now. For all the other chicks out there who see me on this platform right now in the U.S., don't waste my time and bug me if you have no something, got no brain cells to you. Please, I'm not in the mood. I'm becoming a very dark-sided nerd who don't got time for bullshit. I'm allergic to stupid people right now. So if you see me and you're stupid, run for your life. I'm dangerous to you. Other than that, everybody else, I will tell you the same thing. Look out for yourself. Don't waste your time on stupid people. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the brain cell. I'm at that nuclear zone right now. So don't mess with me. If you're that stupid, all right?
Wow. Well, maybe I may strike a more optimistic tone. As I came into this with, I think dating apps, again, is a tool. It's not a cure. And I think ultimately you have to be sincere and intentional about what you want and be very as clear and as direct and keep it as 100 as you can with those who you interact with, whether it be online or in person. If you are going to use those apps, they're simply a means to meet someone in person. So if you're going to be one of these, this isn't like back in the day when people used to write. In fact, I know someone who I used to work with. She met her. She met her. She met her husband. Actually, they were pen pals. Remember our Payne? I'm sure you remember that, pen pals.
Yes, I do.
So she met her husband through pen pal,
Hmm.
and they had a relationship for a while, and still married, got kids, got the whole line. He was in America, and she was in India, and somehow they got to writing, and he took the investment. He went over there, met her family, and still went through what he had to go through in order to prove himself worthy to marry her. So, again, any tool that is available, any opportunity that's available for you to meet someone face to face and to have a conversation, I am all for. So I'm not going to poo-poo it. I think it's ridiculous that if women don't have to pay for dating apps, I think that's ridiculous. I think you would certainly weed out a lot of the riffraff if, in fact, they had to pay for such a service. But all this, again, is an opportunity for you to work on who you are, to work on your communication skills, and again, get out there and fail a lot. If you say hi to a woman and she laughs at you or walks away from you just for saying hi or hello, my name is so and so, then next. Don't internalize it. Don't take it personally. But I don't live in lack. I live in abundance, and I think that certainly if there is, if this is truly something, if this is a desire of your heart, there's someone out there who's there for you. I have 3 daughters. One I'm hoping might be out the market in a couple of years, hope prayerfully, but I got 2 more, and certainly I can vouch for them. They're not materialistic. They're not looking to use guys, and they're pure. And so, my prayer for them is certainly that they find men who are worthy of them. And I'm not saying they're the prize, but I think anyone who who meets them, they'll be better for it. And my wife and I, we did our best in raising them to make sure that they have that, but they don't have that mindset that a lot of women do. And I know so many guys in our panels and within the BMU network space, whatever, who have daughters of the same. So when people say, "Oh, there's no good black women out there," look, I raised 3 of them. And I have nieces and all kinds of other women in my family who are of high character. So I just think that but I think you have to be ultimately you have to be a better version of yourself and be more intentional in terms of what you want. And yeah, there might be a lot more crap that you have to dig through in order to find what you want, but I think it's still possible if in fact that is what you want. That's all I got. So I'm going to be more optimistic. I'm not saying that the world is over. But again, if you do have to go outside the country to meet someone, fine. You're going to put that work in. The work is still going to be the same. And, but I hope for everyone, both on this panel and those outside who might be watching this, I hope you get the desires of your heart. And if that is to have a wife and family and a successful marriage, I think that's a worthwhile goal. So I'll leave it there. But again, next week I won't be here in any of these spaces. Like I said, my wife and I leaving on a cruise on Sunday. So we're going to be in the Caribbean for a while, hanging out. And, we're just going to enjoy our time. We're in our 28th season of marriage. And, we're very fortunate and blessed, man. So that's all I got.
Paul, before I switch over to our Payne, I hope you freaking whale sits on you when you're on vacation.
No.
So he wants like the Titanic. He wants the boat to capsize.
No. I didn't say that. I said a whale hope shits on you. You ever been in front of a whale shit?
No.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, he just rather give you a blessing. Just tell you rather have your blessing.
This is my love to you, brother. I love you. End of the day, I love you when you're on this, but I don't want you to go anywhere. I get you for 3 nights a week. That's all I asked for. And your wife takes you away from me, so I have a problem with this now.
Oh man, they make.
See, this is endemic of the women of the West. So again, you clearly going with that energy.
Man, that's funny as hell.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Arpane.
Well, Mr. Bennett, one thing that you do bring up some good points that you have to temper what you say on these panels, because I do also agree with you that there are at least 2 more great women that are out there on the market. That's why I never say that you can't find a good woman in America. I don't believe that. I just believe guys ain't willing to do what it takes to find them. That's what I'm thinking. But the only thing that is true is that every woman around hasn't been immune from those liberal places we sent them to from school. Unless we homeschooled them, right? So that's why having those dinner discussions are so important, to find out where your kids' heads are at, or having those discussions, just in general. So there is hope, right? At least I feel that way with my kids, and just like you feel that way with yours. But the chances of them landing a real rich guy, that's a different story with me. I'm just thinking rich men who get married are really under attack from the rank and file American woman who's gold digging for them, because there's just too many bad receipts out there for guys who lose too much in marriage. Because I believe we love harder than women do. So I just think you have to be cautious going in and all the way through. You just really do. But other than that, man, so there's hope. I think there's hope for guys who want to be married, but I don't think marriage is I think until the laws change, marriage has to be reevaluated in the way it's being executed. And I don't want to go political with this, but I won't. I just think there's a connection, especially in the Black community, based on the way we think and the way we vote. A lot of people say we're not monolithic, but that's not true in the way we vote and the way we think that the victimization, the reparations, and the shit that we think about out there, DEI and all that shit, and the one-way thought process, it permeates in everything that we do. How we love each other, how we relate with each other, how we get married, how we love, all that shit is permanent. All that shit's connected. There's some connections that we just missing. The fact that we could see Chicago have 100 Black people shot and killed, or wounded in a weekend, but that doesn't garner any kind of angst as one white cop killing a Black guy in some podunk area of town, which may or may not be shaky. There's something wrong with that, So I think it permeates with a lot of shit that we do. And thank God that, Kamala didn't win the presidency. And we know why? Because you just see how the women acted by the fact that they lost. I just think that some things are out of balance, and thank goodness maybe the balance is coming back. At least the pendulum has stopped swinging so far to the left. And I think that's going to help relationships and everything else, because some Christianity is starting to come in. Some, I think some, what's the good word? Some cultural start to come back. Some social mores is starting to come back. The end of cancel culture is close in a lot of areas. I don't think it's a mistake that the women at large are trying to destroy as many successful men as they possibly can, with going back 100 years because they had sex with a woman sometime, and now all of a sudden that woman said, I can make money off of that guy, so I could destroy him just by accusation. So there's a lot of shit going on, man. And it all impacts family and the way we are. I just think society is messed up. But every so often, there's still some needles in the haystack for people to find. People are still getting married, by the way. So I hope that for my daughters. But now I'm asking them, they're going to have to protect themselves, because they got to find the right dudes. Because we can't say there ain't any dudes out there who might be bad marriage partners as well. So anyway, man, that's all I have to say, man. Thanks for letting me up. Thanks for hanging out with you guys, man. I haven't been on Sparta for a week or so. A little bit for a while, so thanks.
It's been a hot minute you've been on here, but but what I want to say before I go over the schedule update, and you made a point earlier, our opinion says nobody want to listen to you. That's where I'm going to push back on whoever's watching this. Listen to the old timers. Ray, what the fuck is on your face?
It's all fucking over. We're robbing people. We're just robbing people. There's no hope. There's no hope. Everybody had like a hopeful story to tell you. Guess what, kids? At the end of the day, you just gotta put your blue shiesty on and go out and take what you want. That's right. We're smoking with cigarettes. We're gonna go
Cigars.
drive fast.
Anyway, so as men, we are very, very hard headed. We don't want to listen to the older, wiser people. So listen to them.
Why?
They do have some knowledge too. I can't even take him serious right now.
There's
Take him a
no
little
hope.
serious.
You got a better chance of getting a cat on your head than finding a woman.
What's your
But
cat's name?
there are, if you put the work out there, you will find the right woman. I know I'm still putting the work out there, and I haven't found her. I will find her. Ray is hopeless. I'm not even gonna go there with him right now.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell
I'm
you.
gonna be on the 5 o'clock news tomorrow.
Ghost, I'm gonna tell you something though. You need to get a lot more specific. And I'm not gonna share your business, but you need to get a lot more specific and targeted in terms of who you're going after. That's all I'm gonna say to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but let's get over a quick schedule update. Next week, obviously, David's been looking forward to this conversation. We are going to be talking about Thundercats on Saturday. And on the 19th next week, we are talking about Unpackaged Attention, why a woman chooses to take a partner. And on the 21st, we'll be talking about wrestling's big screen. And on the gray area this week, we're Boss Man will be my special guest alone without my co-host, who's supposed to be the half of the gray area, who decided to go on vacation at the worst time.
All right, so Peter, is this all about? Do you want to come with us, Peter? Is that it? You want to come
No, your
with
wife's
us?
taking you away from me. It's not fair.
Do you want to come?
No. I don't want to go with your wife.
Peter,
I want to go with the us only.
Peter, you're the third wheel
You want
just
to be
like
the third
me.
wheel? That's it.
Dude, the gray area live from the Bahamas.
How could you do this to me?
All right, guys, let's get out of here. Anything else today before we go?
Peace.
All right, guys. As always, this was the Spartan Askew Nerd Critics. These are my guys. I am Ghost of Sparta. As always, stay fresh, stay safe. I'll see you guys on the next one.
See you next week.
Oh, Lord.